Welcome to Progressive Talk Live Prog Talk. My shit ain't working already. It's already starting off really bad. That's a new theme song we had made for one of you guys. What the fuck is wrong with this thing? I can't hear shit. God damn it. Fuck my life. Already starting out bad. My buddy Curtis made that song, new theme song. I'm trying out some new music from you guys. So, if you guys want to make me some new music, feel free to send it to me. This is where you want to be. This is where you want to be. What's everybody doing tonight? Hope you had a good week. It's Friday. Gotta get drunk on Friday. Ruth Bader Ginsburg dead. So, yeah, not a great day. This sucks. What the fuck? A lot of people think this is just going to ensure Trump wins. They think he's going to be able to stack the Supreme Court with one more conservative-ass justice. And then, of course, when he loses, he won't go quietly. He will take the thing directly to the Supreme Court, and they'll just, like, give him the fucking presidency. So, like what they did with George Bush. You know, George Bush lost the election to Al Gore. So, horrible. We'll be talking about that a little bit later. Got a good show for you guys. Got a big Chud Watch section, big Trump section. Hard to believe all the shit that's happened just since Monday. God damn it. Hard to keep up with it so fucking much. Hope you can keep this intro. Yeah, that intro's pretty cool. I'm going to use a couple. I'm going to mix them in and out. I'm actually going to write some of my own. I've been writing my own music again lately, so lots of stuff in store for you. Stay tuned for that. I'm packing a large bowl tonight for sure. I wish I could smoke. God damn it, I can't smoke when I'm doing the show because I would just be out of my fucking mind. Keep this. Yeah, pretty good, like a Marilyn Manson take on the Cult of Dusty theme song. Hopefully they will not copyright my show for that. Wouldn't make any sense, but didn't make any sense that they copyrighted the last one either, so what the fuck you gonna do? Get ready for the trauma. I know everybody's sad, everybody's depressed. Roe versus Wade in danger. Yeah, they're already talking about it. Already on Fox News right now talking about using the situation to get rid of Roe versus Wade, so I was just bitching about it, you know. I've been talking about it for 4 years. How you know he's going to do what he says, Dusty? That's what they said about me when they tried to destroy my career. Don't listen to Dusty. He's old. He's just saying this for attention. Nope. I sure wouldn't. I was telling you, motherfuckers. And none of it matters. It's all horrible. What the fuck you gonna do? So anyway, let's go ahead and start the show. Got a pretty good one for you guys tonight. As always, you want to support the show, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Patreon.com/Codcast. The link in the description of the video. And we're down. It's been dropping every week, dropping more and more. I don't know why. Like, this is a pretty good show. I don't know why it's not being supported more, but it's cool. What you gonna do? That's just the way the world works. I guess people are having a hard time because the economy, sucks. So anyway, if you can help out, $1 a month, whatever you can afford. We don't have any cats in here tonight. They're all trapped in the room. You'll probably hear them bitching and scratching on the door to try to get in here. But hey, as usual, most of the money goes to the Humanist Society of Mississippi and Homosexuality, where we rescue cute little dogs and kittens that are about to be euthanized and give them forever homes. So help out if you can. And also, Super Chats! The lifeblood of the show, Super Chats. No questions, dodge. Little dollar sign on here. Click it. Donate whatever you want to. $1 or $2. Here's another thing I want to try. If you guys can't think of anything to say, some people don't want to donate because they can't even think of anything to type. Let's do word association. That's basically what we do anyway. I read these sentences and the first thing that pops into my head, I say. So if you can't think of anything, just put a word, something you want me to associate. And I would just tell you, boom, off the top of my head, what the fuck I'm thinking about with that word. That'll be fun. As always, Ann Aspatch, the first one, to super chat me. What's up, Ann? Hey, Dusty. Still at my parents in Colorado, and the guy across the street has a huge Trump flag. Douche. My mom hates it. Looking forward to the show. Pettiness 2020. Let's make that dude cry. Thank you, Ann. And a Radio Shadow Legend Verified sent me this New York Times link talking about the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Sucks. What the fuck? Worst timing ever. God damn it. Last thing we need. We'll talk about that in the hero section. End of the show. Bradley Elskin, $5. Hey, Dusty. Thank you for following me on Twitter. Hey, no problem, Bradley. So RBG is dead, and I'm legitimately terrified. I'm shaking right now. What can we do? Is it all over? I don't know. Can they filibuster? Can they do whatever they can to make sure that they don't nominate a new Supreme Court justice before Trump is out of office? I don't know. I'm not really sure what the rules are. Somebody will have to fill me in who's more of a legal expert than I am. I hope there's something we can fucking do, because this is definitely fucking awful. Breaking Bad 094, $9.99. RIP! Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yeah, I heard that. Breaking Bad 094, $9.99. I wish somebody would ask Trump about how many people died from that Mexican caravan of immigrants, then ask Why did you choose not to about the COVID-19? Yeah, he was trying not to panic people with all that, wasn't he? That's his whole fucking thing, is trying to panic people. It's all bullshit. We're going to cover that a little more later. Brandon Hewitt, $3.99. Been a while since I've helped out. Hope it helps. Every little bit helps, and I really appreciate that, Brandon. Good to see you tonight. Ginny Rude, $4.99. Twitter account was suspended. Sad Panda, here's $4 for the fuzzy with the whiskers. What would you suspend it for? What you doing? You breaking the Twitter rules? Don't you know they only ban the right? I'm going to show some Joe Chud-ass Rogan shit talking about that in a minute. Thank you for that, Ginny. Good to see you. No Kitty, $20. Very generous. Thank you, No Kitty. For my rescue kitty to yours. Well, give your kitty pets from me. Love you guys. And the other one I will read when I come back. Let's go ahead and start the show. We got a packed show for you guys. If we don't start it, we're never going to get through it the fuck all. So here we go. Going to start out with some Chud Watch. Let's bring up the graphics. Chud Watch. Talking about Chud Watch. We talk about chuds and make fun of them. Yeah, we do. And I'm going to start right out with the Chud Daddy of them all. Come on, load up. Joe Rogan! Joe Rogan is basically Oprah for bros. He's Bropra, which is what we're going to call from now on. Bropa! So, Joe Rogan, the largest, most popular podcaster in the world, spent some time on his recent podcast lying about the left and Black Lives Matter and Antifa setting forest fires. Let's have a look.
Enjoy going there. I actually love Portland. It's one of my favorite places to perform. Most of the people there are very nice, but there's a madness going on there. You want to talk about madness of crowds? That exemplifies that right now, and it's to me.
Yeah. First of all, there should be a madness. Anger is the correct response when the police are abusing everybody, when they're attacking people, torturing them. Yeah. Madness is not the word. Anger is the fucking word. Shut ass, Bropra.
They've arrested people for lighting forest fires up there. They've arrested left-wing people for lighting these forest fires, air quote activists. And this is something that's also not widely being reported.
First off, you are the largest podcaster in the world, and you're reporting it. How can you say it's not widely being reported? And it was widely reported all over goddamn conservative social media. But the reason it's not being reported in major news outlets is because it's not true. Now, they did arrest one guy. He's not I guess he was a BLM activist. He was out there live streaming. One dude. But this is not something that is condoned by the Black Lives Matter movement or the left in any fucking way, obviously. Fuck that shit. It's just ridiculous. He doesn't mention the fact that Black Lives Matter and Antifa both have set up like lots of funding and food resources and have tried to help the effort to combat the forest fires. He ain't fucking mentioning that. He's just going to spread this right-wing bullshit. And there was another guy that was arrested for it, but he had nothing to do with the BLM movement. He was like mentally ill or something. They took him to a mental institution. So Joe Rogan just spreading harmful bullshit that even the FBI has come out and said is unhelpful and bullshit. We'll show you that in just a second. Keep on, Joe.
That people have actually been arrested for lighting fires up there. This is, I don't know what, like, if I would love to talk to the mayor and say, what is your strategy for ending this? Are you hoping this is just going to die down? Because these people want your head and they want blood, and they don't seem to be willing to settle for anything less. And the joy goes.
Bullshit. They don't want his blood or his head. Maybe some of them do, but that's rhetoric. What they want is they want the police defunded, and they want a lot of that money to go to social workers. They don't believe that angry assholes with guns should be answering a lot of these calls they're getting. The vast majority of what the cops are doing do not need to be done. I can't believe Joe Rogan doesn't understand this. He has to understand this because everybody's explaining this by now. So is he just lying, or is he this fucking stupid? I don't know, it's just real frustrating. So anyway, after he used the largest platform on podcasting to spread that bullshit, the FBI came out and said FBI, Portland, and local law enforcement agencies have been receiving reports that extremists are responsible for setting wildfires in Oregon. With our state and local partners, the FBI has investigated several such reports and found them to be untrue. The FBI Portland Division said in a statement, conspiracy theories and misinformation take valuable resources away from local fire and police agencies working around the clock to bring these fires under control. The statement continued, please help our entire community by only sharing validated information from official sources. Yeah, Joe Rogan. maybe educate yourself a little better about shit before going on air and spreading misinformation. Just a thought. Washington Post called him out for it. Joe Rogan repeats debunked claim that left-wing people are starting Oregon fires. So then at least I'll give Joe Rogan credit. He did apologize for this. Now, he shouldn't have said it in the first place. He should be more responsible for the shit he's putting out on the air. But at least this is one thing he did take back. He says, I fucked up on the podcast with Douglas Murray. Well, you fucked up by having Douglas Murray on your podcast. Why do you keep platforming these right-wing, neoconservative shitheads, dude? You don't have to do that. People are like, it's a free speech issue. Don't you want to talk to everybody? No, it's not a free speech issue. Joe Rogan has never invited me on his show. Does that mean he doesn't like free speech? You know, you don't have to invite everybody on your show. Just because you don't invite somebody, it's not a violation of any fucking body's free speech. Nobody deserves access to your platform. You have to be more choosy. Anyway, I fucked up on the podcast with Douglas Murray and said that people got arrested lighting fires in Portland. That turns out to not be true. I was very irresponsible, not looking into it before I repeated it. I read one story about a guy getting arrested for lighting fires. Turned out to be true, but the other shit I read about people getting arrested for lighting fires in Portland was not true. I repeated it without looking into it, and it was really fucking stupid mistake that won't happen again. I'm sorry. The sad thing is it will happen again. It will happen repeatedly, just like it's happened repeatedly before, because Joe Rogan is not responsible enough to actually research the shit he talks about. He watches a lot of goddamn chud videos, and he gets a lot of his information from fucking conservative idiots, and he just spreads it without looking into it. He will continue to fucking do that. No doubt about it. That's just the way it is. Unfortunately, he does not live up to the responsibility of his platform. But I will give him a little pat on the back. Credit where credit's due. At least you owned up to this one. That is the last bit of credit I will be giving your fucking chud ass tonight. Because then, as always, he went into the fucking transphobia bullshit. Done it 2 days in a row. Joe Rogan is obsessed with dead-naming trans people. Second day in a row, he's used his most popular podcast in the world, encouragement to demean the trans community. We'll show you 2 videos right off the bat. First off, here he is basically spreading anecdotal evidence and fear about, oh my God, the trans people are coming for you. You can't dead-name them. It's so crazy. How hard is it to be just a decent human being and not dead-name people? Like, is that really a big, huge deal? But for human thumb, Joe Rogan it is. Let's listen.
I mean, Twitter will ban you for dead naming someone. They will ban you for life. Meaning if you transition to be a woman and you call yourself Edwina and I call you Edward, I will be banned for life.
Okay, first off, this is total fucking bullshit. Now, some people, anecdotally, might have been banned for dead naming people when they were harassing them. But like I said, this is total anecdotal. Like, I got banned from Twitter in the account it took me 10 years to build up for calling somebody a bitch. So then can I go out and say, oh my God, you can get banned for life for saying the word bitch? No, it was just an anecdotal thing that happened to me. You know, I got the wrong person from Twitter answered the complaints that Shoe on Heads fans were pumping out against me, and they decided to ban me for life. Now, I don't know anybody else on Twitter that was banned for saying the word bitch. I'm the only one, so I can't say, oh my God, see, it's happening to everybody. Trying to spread fear and panic. This is just Joe Rogan being an asshole.
With no recourse, which is madness. It's mad because I can call you fuckface and no one has a problem with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could call you a terrible, I could call you that.
You could. Or you could get banned for calling somebody a bitch. You just never know what the fuck's going to happen, Joe. That's the way it works.
And there's no problem. But if I choose a name that used to accurately represent you as a different gender, because this is some new, incredibly important distinction that we've decided. It takes precedence over everything else, including it's more significant than insults, more significance than demeaning of, I can call you a moron, I could demean your intellect. All those things are fine. But
I mean, if you harass somebody repeatedly doing any of those things, that could also get you banned, Joe Rogan. Don't you know what the terms of service are for Twitter? It's ridiculous.
If I choose to call you by a name that used to accurately represent you when you were a different gender or when you identified with a different gender, because of today's political climate, that is grounds for banning you for life. It shows you how incredibly slippery censorship can get, because I would have never imagined that. If you said to me 10 years ago, Well, when someone becomes a transgender person 10 years ago, if you said this to me, if someone becomes a transgender person, you call them by their original name, you could be banned from social media for life. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. They'll never get to that. No one's going to be that unreasonable. That's crazy. Because you could call some people so many disparaging and insulting names, but you can't say their name that isn't even insulting.
It is insulting, though. It's incredibly fucking insulting, dude. He's like, oh my god, if you'd have told me 10 years ago that you were no longer be able to harass trans people and get away with it, I would have thought you were crazy. Yeah, fucking Joe Rogan, we're evolving as a society. You might want to join us.
Naming, that's what it's called. So it just shows you, dead naming of today, you agree with that today, that opens up the door for all kinds of crazy shit. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, if we still get more and more rabidly politically polarized.
Yeah, imagine all the people we're going to treat with respect in the future. How horrible! Oh my god, we can't harass people and bully them? God damn it! Our society is collapsing. Shut the fuck up, Joe Rogan. And next up, Joe Rogan continues his transphobia by attacking, or I don't want to say attacking, okay. Pointing out his thoughts behind his jokes about Caitlyn Jenner, which are transphobic. She called him out for this. But first, let's listen to what he had to say.
When I wanted to make a joke about Caitlyn Jenner, what I talked about was, the first thing I talked about is how living with all women, I have 3 daughters and my wife, and then the way I described it was, it's like if my manhood was a mountain of marbles, every day they take 2. Like,
yeah, your manhood is as fragile as that, isn't they? It is something that women could just take away from you? I don't know about that, Joe Rogan. My manhood has no basis on anybody being able to take it away from me. So, it's a little bit fragile, a little bit toxic, perhaps.
So many marbles. God, it's every day you snatch a marble, snatch a marble. And my whole bit was getting to, I wanted to get to, people are saying he was born a woman. He's always been a woman. I was like, maybe. Or maybe if you live with crazy bitches long enough,
all the time,
they fucking turn you into one. Yeah. Maybe you go crazy. Maybe that too.
Especially those ones.
And so I had to figure out a way to do. And so I came up with this thing where they're demons and they whisper in his ear in the middle of the night and they talk him into being a woman. But it took forever to figure out a way. But
he's still misgendering Caitlyn Jenner because he's a piece of fucking trash, right? He can't help himself. It's disturbing how many people on the left keep defending Joe Rogan. Why are you defending this motherfucker?
Worked. Like, it worked, and people didn't even get mad at me for it. I just had to figure out a way to do it where, first of all, I belittle myself, and then I explain it in a way where it's not dehumanizing trans people. It's like saying, are we sure?
Yeah.
Are we sure? We lost a fucking Olympic gold medalist, goddammit. We lost one of our
We didn't lose anybody. Caitlyn Jenner still very much alive. Caitlyn Jenner still very much won those medals. The fuck are you talking about, Joe Rogan?
Greatest athletes ever. Yeah. You look in the record book. What does it say now under Bruce Jenner? What does it say?
Are
you even allowed to say that anymore?
I don't think you can. Wikipedia is going to put up whatever they want, which won't be factual. But yeah, how would the record books portray that?
I don't know how they handle it. If you say that on Twitter, you'll get banned for life. If you call him Bruce Jenner on Twitter, it's dead naming. They'll ban you for life.
All right, is that true? Is Joe Rogan telling the truth? If you say Bruce Jenner on Twitter, will they ban you for life? Hey, let's have a look on Twitter here. All right, yeah. Here's somebody saying it. Here's somebody else saying it. Oh my God, this is just in one day because of Joe Rogan. Look at all the transphobia you're helping spreading. Look at all these people over and over again saying Bruce Jenner without being banned forever. This is just 8 hours so far. Let's keep going. Oh, look at all these. All these accounts not being banned. It's almost like Joe Rogan is completely fucking full of shit and just spreads false information. Definitely not transphobic at all, folks, people. Is he? And all these, of course, shitting on Caitlyn Jenner because of Joe Rogan, because this is the kind of hatred he helps to fucking spread. Not the best still. All right, that's 1 day's worth. Multiple months. No one's getting banned for saying that. Joe Rogan lies. Joe Rogan is a liar. And somebody else sent me this clip of Joe Rogan's best friend, Brian Callen, on the Joe Rogan show, and them just being transphobic as fuck. So I guess Brian Callen made out with a trans person without knowing it. And then, here's the interesting part about this. Interesting, sad, disgusting, however you want to describe it. They had the natural inclination to call this trans woman her and she. But then he has to correct himself and go out of his way to be a shithead and misgender this person. It actually takes effort to be a shithead. It's much easier, you can tell. Your natural inclination is just to call them the gender, the pronoun that they associate with. But no, they can't do that. They have to be such shitheads they correct themselves and make fun. So here is Brian Callen, Joe Rogan's best friend, the guy who got coronavirus at one of his stand-up events, spread it around, and now it's still doing stand-up events. Worst humans in the world. Let's have a listen.
I'm literally like, I'm gonna fuck this girl right here in this club, and
right.
you know, so you cuff me, go fuck yourself. I was just in love. I'm gonna get her. This is my girlfriend. This is my girlfriend forever. So I'm kissing and I'm making out, and I'm feeling her body. She's got these little tits. I'm like, these are small, but it doesn't matter. Her waist, and she's so hard. And the ass was on another level. Yeah, she had a beautiful ass. And I reach down. And I go for, well, I grab a branch. I grab a fucking branch.
A branch.
That had been tucked under. And he goes, oh, and pulls my hand away. And I immediately realize that was a cock. I've been deep kissing for 2 hours. So I'm definitely a little gay. I mean, deep kissing, and I just grabbed a cock. You ever felt
How did you not know?
You ever felt a cock in tights? How did I not know, dude? Because
you can't know.
She was taking hormones, obviously. Secondly, she was already had that skin, Latino or Filipino, whatever she was, where she just didn't have hair on her body. She was petite. I keep saying she. She was such a girl.
Because he doesn't want to believe.
And you know, but here's this. Here, ready? Here's why I'm a good guy. Here's why I'm a really fucking nice guy.
You let him suck your dick.
Nope. I looked in her eyes. She was so hurt. His eyes. He was so he was just like, please, let this be. And I'm such a fucking I felt so bad that I go back in to kiss her. I kiss him for another 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and I go,
on the lips?
Of course.
What?
I didn't want to be rude, you fuckers. Now listen, I'm not done. I'm not done.
Yeah, that's totally gay.
Ready? I go like this. I go, oh fuck, I have an ulcer.
Would love to hear your comments on that one. I'm not sure I believe much of that story.
Yeah, that's just awful. I'm such a good guy, but you still gotta go to your way to misgender over and over again, even though it's easier just to be a decent human being and not do that. So that's the kind of shit Joe Rogan continuously spreads on his show. And so there's some backlash on Spotify. Spotify is kind of a left-leaning company. And they have this thing where the employees can come ask questions to the management, like, what the fuck are you doing? So a lot of the employees are going, and this is what the thing is the employees were complaining about his transphobia, but it wasn't even about any of these things I just talked about. So they'll be complaining about this stuff in the future. They're actually complaining about another thing that happened a while back that he did. So they're basically like, why are you allowing Joe Rogan to spread transphobia and homophobia on Spotify? And the CEO is just like, don't worry about it. It's fine. I mean, they paid $100 million for him. What do you think they're going to fucking do? They don't give a shit. At the end of the day, all the left-wing stuff is just lip service. At the end of the day, what really matters is fucking money to Spotify, and they're just going to get their investment back, obviously, out of Joe Rogan. But they just opened up a can of worms, in my opinion. Some staff inside the company feel alienated about Spotify's hosting of certain The Joe Rogan Experience Jerry episodes, according to copies of some of the questions presented to the meetings obtained by Motherboard. The news signal how Spotify, as it moves into the podcasting space beyond music, is facing content moderation decisions more commonly associated with the social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. Spotify has already moved Jerry episodes with some right-wingers, including Alex Jones and Gavin McGinnis. So, yeah, I have a feeling they're going to have a big problem as people start going back through Joe Rogan's back catalog. And of course, he's going to continuously doing shit like this, Like he just tagged convicted rapist Mike Tyson. I don't fucking hear it. Oh my God, that was such a long time ago. I don't even believe the girl who Mike Tyson raped. Well, believe it, motherfuckers. Bill Cosby's daughter came out and said that he tried to rape her. His wife said that he was abusive. The dude's a fucking rapist. So anyway, Joe Rogan's going to continue to do shit like this, and Spotify is going to continue having to apologize for him and answer for it. And it's going to be funny watching them fucking squirm. And while we're on Joe Rogan, I love the Joe Rogan subject change. So he's talking about Africa and how big Africa is. And so this guy is basically going to chime in about the human rights abuses in Africa and how much suffering is going on there. And Joe Rogan don't want any part of that. Does not want to have that conversation. So look at how he just effortlessly changes the conversation to something else.
The thing about Africa, though, is it actually can fit most of the world
crazy.
in it. When you realize how big Africa is, I had no idea until we started doing this podcast, and Jamie pulled up this image of like Europe and Asia and the United States and all these other countries stuffed into the continent of Africa. It's only then you realize how big Africa actually is. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, space-wise, but also resource-wise, there's a lot of people suffering in Africa. That's something that we keep a blind eye to, but there's real suffering, poverty.
It's interesting that some animals have mating seasons. You know, like deer have mating seasons. They go into the rut in the fall.
Classic
and then
Rogan.
the does are in estrus, and they give out the scent.
Like, I don't want to talk about that. Let's talk about the animals and their mating season. Pivot. And then I'm not going to play you this whole video, but Vic Berger, who has been harassed by Gavin McInnes, put this together. And this is a combination of a video I've already shown you guys where he pretty much just edited scary music into it, but showing you how Joe Rogan platforms and apologizes and excuses these terrorists he's platforming.
The reason why I brought up Gavin is that I think that I have had a couple podcasts with him, and people have had like weird conversations with me about it. And I've said, this is one of the things that I've said, I was like, look, that guy's mostly fun.
Yeah.
Mostly fun.
So fun.
I started this gang called the Proud Boys. And
The Proud Boys?
The Proud Boys.
What's Proud Boys about?
We will kill you. That's the Proud Boys in a nutshell.
So
we will
fun.
kill you. We look nice. We seem soft. We have boys in our name. But like Bill the Butcher and the Bowery Boys, we will assassinate you. Now, part of the reason I agree to do the talk is because I'm allowed to bring all my guys. And we can fight our way in and fight our way out. Eating the shit out of these people.
Anyway, I showed you guys this video before where they basically just brag about violence and how that's what they're all about and hurting people. And he's so fun, says Joe Rogan. Spotify, what you gonna do, Spotify? You gonna keep standing up for your boy Joe Rogan? Yes, because it's all about the fucking money. And speaking of the Proud Boys, here, let's see, this one is spoke to law enforcement officials, officers around the state about these ridiculous rumors Antifa started Oregon wildfires, which is what Joe Rogan's also spreading. Me paraphrasing their response, stop wasting precious public resources. And here are two key details. The story worth noting. OBP reporter was threatened by armed vigilantes yesterday who were on the prowl for looters and Antifa, people who have participated in Portland protests and delivered relief supplies to the areas. I'd like to hear Joe Rogan talk about that, how Antifa and BLM are actually delivering relief supplies to the fire areas. But anyway, one of the people doing this is the Proud Boys guy I've shown you before. He's just going around abusing the shit out of people. Cops ain't doing anything. They can get away with it. Alan Sweeney, yep. Pointed a gun. No charges filed. Nope. Terrorist organization can do whatever they want to because, hey, as long as they're not BLM, as long as they're on the right wing, cops love them. That's the way our society is working at the moment. And speaking of Alex Jones, bro, here's his good friend, one of his best friends in the goddamn world. Alex Jones, and has a surprise ending. I won't tell you who he's talking about. Let's see if you can guess who he's talking about before we even get there, folks. How good are you at predicting Alex Jones?
Just go ahead and punch your button up and send some illegal team to kill me. I don't give a frickin' hell. Because there are some people in this country that aren't cowardly scum like you.
Who's he talking about?
Oprah Winfrey is a pedophile.
Oh,
just go ahead.
Stop. Oprah Winfrey pedophile. You heard here first, folks. Alex Jones. Gotta be true if Alex Jones says it. And next up, oh my God, you're a bigot, Haggard. Fucking Haggard. I hate Harry Potter. I hate fucking Harry Potter. I never read the books. Maybe the books are great. The movie's boring as fuck to me. Anyway, he came out in defense of J.K. Rowling, because of course he did. He's like, trans people are just waiting to be offended. I don't think J.K. Rowling said anything wrong. I don't think what she said was offensive, really. Yeah, of course you don't. It doesn't affect you, dude. Trans people are one of the most marginalized, oppressed groups in the history of this nation. J.K. Rowling went out there and lied about court cases to make trans people look bad. She lied about what trans people actually claim about their own transness. She misrepresented them. And yeah, they're sensitive about it. Just like they should be. You get picked on enough, you get downtrodden enough, yeah, you get tired of that shit. You fight back against it. So I'm sure you don't, motherfucker, think she said anything wrong. She provided you with a large paycheck, didn't she? I'm sure you're very loyal. That's me. Talk like a grumpy old man, but just think, oh, get over yourself, wise up, stand up straight and carry on. Yeah, don't speak out. When people are denying your very existence, who cares? Just get over it. Fuck off, Hagrid. Don't like you very much. Next up. Oh my God, these guys are so fucking unfunny. Conservatives. That's why there's no good conservative comedians. This is Adam Carolla. And he about to tell a joke. And not only is this joke so bad and corny, it's like a joke not even a 12-year-old, an 8-year-old might tell. So bad that even the other conservative chuds he's with don't laugh because it's so fucking cringe. Good Lord.
I said, here's how comedy and stereotypes work. I think you'll learn after this I'm the world's worst dad. I said, son, what if I told you you were going to compete in a spelling contest with an Indian kid? You'd go, oh crap, I'm going to get slaughtered. What if I told you that kid was American Indian? And
I got a joke.
Right. And he laughed because he understood the stereotype of the Indian kid, obviously, who nails the spelling bee. Dennis, where's the laughter? Come on.
I did laugh. I did. I thought it was
a stereotype joke.
No. Yeah. No.
Please laugh.
Yes.
Oh God, so what the fuck, dude? So cringe. Can you believe that at one time he was a comedian, like a real comedian? Who in the hell would pay to see Adam Carolla? Just the dumbest motherfuckers. And this is how they actually see themselves, folks. Not being able to say the N-word. Yeah, I was murdered. And this is basically a comment on this Dave Rubin clip.
I used to do a joke, believe it or not. I think I told you this once on your radio show, Adam. I used to do a joke that involved the N-word, and it wasn't to be racially offensive or in a pejorative way. I was doing an impression to make fun of people that use words like that. And for about 5 years, it would get a huge laugh. And then I remember one night I was on stage at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City, and the crowd they all froze like all at the same time. And I remember in my head thinking, I'm never going to tell that joke again.
Good.
And that's a pretty dangerous place for a comedian to be.
Yeah, so dangerous. I can't say the N-word anymore. Comedy's dead. No, motherfucker. Society's evolved. Not sending their best conservatives. And speaking of cancel cons, high-level ideas going on there, folks. These geniuses at CancelCon, they were so canceled, people actually pay to listen to these guys.
All right, Shapiro, we got Prager saying America's pretty good. We got Carolla saying that hard work has value. Can you beat either one of those? Come on.
Easily. Are you ready for this? This is so easy. Okay, men are not women.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
yeah, I had to go for the transphobia. Woohoo! Who would have seen that coming? Such high-level ideas. Man, it's going to take me weeks to recuperate from these high-level ideas.
Okay.
And
you asked for it. You asked for it. I mean, J.K. Rowling's having her books burned, right? The only book any of these people have ever read, right? They should have read, like, the Bible or any other book.
Yeah, you should have read the Bible. There's a great source of information, isn't it? The Bible. So edgy. So edgy. Gotta attack trans people. And, speaking of trans people, Candace Owens wants to speak to the manager of black people, because apparently she's the president of black people, and she wants to make sure that all you black people stand up against the trans movement. The evil trans boogeyman gonna come get you all. And she's also demanding that gay people kick trans people out of their communities. Hell yeah, because it's not as acceptable anymore to be bigoted towards gay people. But still totally acceptable to be bigoted towards trans people. So they gotta take their boogeyman where they can get them. These fucking dumpster fire pieces of shit.
Hey, friends, we're friends. And by the way, I completely separate the T
Right.
thing, the trans thing from the
So-
gay thing.
so
But what would
first
you
and
like
foremost,
to happen?
I think that what I'm talking about right now is just the reality in terms of like black people leaning more conservatively naturally. 100%. I hope that the black community is at the forefront of standing up to the trans stuff. I never want to see that. I never want to see that change. And I think that it is incumbent upon the gay community to expel it. You take the T off, or we're not playing the game, right? If you're saying that now this is a package deal, and that somehow you being a married gay man means that in order for me to accept that, I have to also take drag queens and men that are dressed as women, and them being allowed to go into women's restrooms. No, I'm not playing the game.
She ain't playing the game,
Hey, friends,
folks. No. Evil trans people. Gays, you better disown all the trans people right now, or we're going to disown you too. Pick a side, gays. Dave Rubin picked his side, and there's Dave Rubin slamming Bernie Sanders because Bernie Sanders wants there to be black-owned marijuana businesses. Isn't that horrible?
Did you catch that brilliant line that Bernie had in one of the debates, which is he's not only so pro-marijuana that he wants it to be legal, but he also wants to have black business owners owning black marijuana shops in black communities.
I did not catch that
And again,
line.
I say this as someone that's pro-legalizing weed, but like we're going to incentivize black people to own black marijuana shops in black communities.
Right, and
yeah, what's wrong with that, dude? Marijuana shops are owned by white people everywhere, yet black people are incredibly disproportionately arrested and convicted of marijuana crimes. So yes, it would be nice if instead of rewarding white folks for doing the same thing we imprison black folks for doing, we allow black folks to have the same opportunities and have local marijuana shops where they can actually make money off of it and improve their community instead of getting arrested and being destroyed over it. Huh? How evil Bernie Sanders is. Good God, conservatives are such a fucking piece of shit. Every day, all day, and while we're at it, shitting on Dave Rubin. Remember when he had white supremacist Stefan Mulenuts on, and the whole thing was titled on his website, Race and IQ. Yeah, we're talking about race and IQ with white supremacist Stefan Mulenuts. Well, he's gone back and quietly, hopefully nobody would notice, he's changed the name of the episode to Controversies. Yeah, that's how it works, folks. They have to whitewash their past when you're not looking because they know it didn't age well. Yeah, I was talking about race and IQ. I was talking about race realism with a white supremacist. But no, it's Controversies now, folks. I changed it. We see you, Dave Rubin. We see your bullshit. And all they got all the time, folks, is fear. Fear, fear, fear. I don't know what the fuck's up with Charlie Kirk's hair. He ain't looking good. He's looking disheveled as fuck. But here he is trying to scare the fuck out of you. They gonna come for everybody if Joe Biden gets the president, folks. Be afraid.
For those of you that say, well, it really doesn't impact me. I don't care if Trump goes to prison. Well, first of all, you absolutely should care. Because if we lose, they're going to come after the churches. They're going to come after the organizations. They're going to come after the people. They're going to come after the social media accounts. They're going to come after the bank accounts. They're going to come after every single person that played any form and role into trying to defend President Trump. But social media banning, following in the streets.
As long as you don't fucking break the law, they ain't coming after you. What the fuck are you talking about? What have you done, Charlie Kirk? You got some crimes that you're worried about?
Targeting in every form and fashion. If we lose, if the president loses, they will come for us all. They will come for your children. They will come for your schools. They will come in every fashion.
They're coming for your children, folks. Be afraid. Fear all the time. That's all we got. We don't have any solutions. We fucked everything up, but as long as we make you afraid, you have no choice but to vote for us. And, oh my God, how is this real life, folks? They're still using Herman Cain's account. Herman Cain, remember? The one that died of COVID-19? They're using this dead motherfucker's account to spread. It's time for the obsessive mask wearing to wear off. Dude literally died from not wearing a mask. This is the most ghoulish shit I can imagine. Using this poor dead motherfucker's account to spread propaganda against masks when that literally killed him. America, so trash all the time. And this professor about to lose his job. I don't even know he's a professor now. I think he's just a teaching assistant or some shit. But anyway, Lil Saul says, my girlfriend tested positive for COVID, and the University of Cincinnati's health department instructed me to not attend my in-person lab. Not only did my professor give me a 0 for not going, but this was his response. And he responded, this is John Ucker, or John Fucker. I think the F might be silent. For students testing positive for the Chinese virus, I will no longer grade, or I will give no grade. You can read the info I sent to the class. Read about the torsion test, Mr. Fucker. You about to lose your job, dude. Internet already all over it. You got the China virus. You get a 0. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. And oh, god damn it, folks. Dead men walking. This is so depressing. These motherfuckers gonna die, and they gonna take other people with them. So I'm going to turn that off, but they're singing, we're not going to take it. No, we ain't going to take it. We're not going to take it. And these old boomer motherfuckers going to rip their mask off. Yeah! We're not going to take it. We're just going to fucking die. Cool, cool, cool. All of the coolness, all the time, forever. Hooray! God damn it. And another example of this, using the same fucking song. Prepare to cringe to fucking death. Trump supporters, not the best. Pettiness 2020. Here they are walking through a Target with their mask off, playing, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. Screaming for everybody to take their mask off. Cause sure, why not, America?
Take your mask off! Yeah, take it off! Fucking idiot. We're not doing it! Take off your mask! Take it off! We're not gonna take it! Take it off! Take it off! We're not stopping it!
God damn it. No, white people. No, they got kids doing it too. What the fuck? We deserve whatever we get. So immediately, Dee Snider, former lead singer of Twisted Sister, the people that sing, we're not gonna take it. He was out there and he was like, would you guys fuck the fuck off? He was like, you guys are moronic. I don't stand by this. Don't use my song. Fuck you. Love me some Dee Snider. I told you guys about this before, but I don't like horror movies because I don't get scared at horror movies. But one of the only horror movies in history that have ever disturbed me was Dee Snider's Strangeland. So not only is he a pretty cool musician from the 80s, also has one of the best horror movies out there, in my opinion. Captain Howdy! He played a killer called Captain Howdy. Creepy as shit. And this next story kind of sad a little bit, folks. I kind of feel bad about it. So anyway, this, oh my God. You rang, Mrs. Adams. This lurch motherfucker right here. First, the Vice did an expose on this kid who was a Trump supporter back in 2016. And this is what he looks like. And I kind of feel bad because I'm assuming he must have got incredibly criticized, made fun of, bullied after this because of the way he looked. And obviously it got him really low self-esteem about the way he looks. And so he went and he got a bunch of plastic surgery and now he looks like this. And oh my God, dude, what the fuck? He got his ears pinned back, which is fine. He should have stopped at that. But then he's got this alert shit going on. You rang, Mrs. Adams. And like I said, I feel bad for the kid because obviously, you know, he has low self-esteem. He must have got picked on to hell and back. When this shit came, here's what he looked like before. When they were doing all the, I'm one of Trump's biggest fans. I'm 15 years old and I love Trump. And he was all over the place. And he must have got relentlessly bullied for looking like this, but I don't know. Not sure this is an improvement, dude. You look scary, but that's kind of sad. I feel bad for him, dude. Even though he's a Trump supporter, I don't like to see anybody get their feelings hurt, get picked on for the way they look, even though I'm sort of doing that right now, but I'm a hypocrite. What you gonna do? Next up, oh God, folks. This clip is, I wish I could play this whole thing. It's 13 minutes long. I'm only going to play you about 5 minutes of this. And I would normally play a clip that's 5 minutes long, but this has so much gold in it. So apparently they decided in this town to raise up an LGBTQ flag. That's all they're going to do. They're going to raise up an LGBTQ flag at the courthouse. And they had a public meeting about it, and the people freaked the fuck out. And here's some of the best that had a big problem with it. Let's have a look.
Us to number 9. This is for personal appearances. This is an opportunity for anyone to come forward and speak on any item that is either on or not on our agenda.
I'm here because I want to make sure that our mayor hears my opinion regarding raising the LGBTQ flag at our city hall. As a tax-paying citizen, I don't agree with your decision to raise the LGBTQ flag. Decisions such as this are what have led to riots, looting, and destruction in our major cities. Hang the flag above your front door, not that of the people. Today it's LGBTQ. What's next? BLM, Antifa, white supremacy? You've opened up a can of worms, Mr. Mayor.
It's the same thing, Arthur. LGBTQ, white supremacy, it's the same exact thing.
Accusing people of this community of bigotry, discrimination, ignorance, ugliness, and being intolerant of others because they simply have a difference of opinion is completely unwarranted, and I think, Mr. Mayor, you owe them an apology.
I'm not very good at speaking in public. I got a license with the state to do construction. But I want to definitely voice my opinion here, and I noticed some smirks from the lady here. I don't see anything funny at all about this. I'm here on behalf of my children, my grandchildren. And I will tell you, I've let my business know that we will take all of our money to Bismarck. I will not support a city that will raise a flag, LGBT. Now that's a really pretty name, but let's clarify that. Lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transvestite. Now, I don't know what
he doesn't have no clue what he's talking about. Not transvestite.
Q's for and the plus.
I don't know what the Q's for. You don't know anything. The fuck are you so outraged for, goddamn snowflake? And let's skip ahead. There's some more that are really good here. Oh my God, this guy was on American Gladiator, no, American Ninja Warrior. And he's like, I represented the town on Ninja Warrior. Who gives a shit?
Background, because regardless of everything else, it doesn't unify us as North Dakotans.
Been a sit-back citizen, don't say a lot. But this really hit the barrel.
This kid about to cry. Imagine being this much of a snowflake, about to cry, because they're going to raise an LGBTQ flag for a little bit.
I lost all faith in each and every one of you. I watched the burning in Chicago, Minneapolis. I'm an over-the-road truck driver. My life is threatened every day I'm out on that road because of signs and what you guys just did out here.
What the fuck? What does an LGBTQ flag have anything to do with putting your life in danger as a trucker?
The freedom no more. What hanging that stuff out there is so it's taken my freedom, my free speech away. That's why I'm here today.
How is hanging a flag taking your free speech away?
Nobody I know of has made any threats at all. And I have not made any. I want to say I appreciate our police department very much. I hope that you have the nerve to back up our police department when this city starts seeing the kind of garbage that's been going on around the country. Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, most of them ain't even black people. Now, I have black friends, but I'm not prejudiced.
Yeah, they're not black. Most of them are not black. It's not up to black folks to change the power structure of a system where they don't have as much power as the white folks, except for those who have the power in the system to change the system. It's not up to the oppressed classes to change the system, motherfucker. The fact that it's mostly white people is amazing. It's exactly what we want to happen. Cry more, noob. Anyway, there's like 13 minutes of this, and it's beautiful, but I won't play anymore because we got to move off the show. But if you guys want to know where I get my links to my show, subscribe to me on Twitter, CultofDusty1, CultofDusty1, CultofDusty1. If you look at my, go to my profile and look at my likes section, pretty much everything I cover and a lot more you can find here. So you can find all the links that I show on my show. If that interests you, that's how you find it. And time is it? God damn it. Almost an hour into the show. I didn't even got to a quarter of it yet. Too much stuff. It's like 4 fucking days worth of stuff only. Crazy. And so they had an anti-Trump rally, and then the Trump supporters came out to counter the anti-Trump rally. And this is the kind of people that Trump rallies bring out. The kind of high-quality, high-caliber human individuals. Let's have a listen.
I have not permitted women to speak now. I'm trying to speak to the men right now. Don't you know Eve was made second, Adam was made first? It's called history, not herstory, okay?
I don't know if you guys can hear what he's saying, but it's called herstory, history, not herstory. Eve ate that apple. You women would be happy if you would help submit to your husbands. You feminists are a bunch of baby-killing whores. Just goddamn it, worst human beings on earth. All the fucking time. And this was kind of hilarious. Oh my god. So here's Ian Miles Chong, the wrongest boy on the internet, the foreign provocateur from Malaysia who's never set foot in America, gets paid by conservatives to interfere in our elections. He was on Twitter accusing the wrong person of shooting cops. Heard on the grapevine that 33-year-old Compton resident Darnell Hicks is the LASD #1 suspect in the shooting of 2 deputies on Saturday. And they literally came out, the sheriff's office said, this is not true. We don't have any suspects. And Ian was like, I still think it's true. Basically, almost going to get this guy killed by accusing him of shooting cops. Accusing him of being a cop killer. So then the news came out and actually showed Ian Miles Chong, Ian Miles Chud, his tweet showing that he was spreading misinformation. And so he was like, Compton resident Darla Hicks was wrongfully accused of the shooting of 2 police deputies. The information that was previously provided was erroneous. I wonder who erroneously reported that. It was you. You did it. It's exactly like this skit from I'd Like You to Leave, where the guy who drives the car that is shaped like a hot dog is in the room like, who drove this car that looks like a hot dog into the room? Who could it have possibly have been? It could have been any of us. No, dude, it was fucking you. Hilarious, but also sad at the same time because he's interfering in our politics and got to get people killed. And Rational Disconnect said, hey, if this guy tries to sue Ian, I will 100% donate to his legal fund, but like Ian lives in Malaysia, has never set foot in America, so gonna be hard to fucking sue him. He just a foreign provocateur doing what he do. And can you imagine being this big of a goddamn hypocrite? This is Lindsey Graham, Lady G, and I guess he had this to say about his opponent running against him in the Senate. Recently, he said this.
I've released 11 years of my tax returns. Where are your tax returns? How did you make your money?
He's not talking to Trump either. He's talking to his opponent. And so his opponent says, done. Now do President Trump, but he won't. He won't because he's a hypocrite. He will not hold Trump to the same level he's trying to hold you to. Just hilarious to watch the hypocrisy of these motherfuckers. They don't give a shit. They don't have any fucking shame. It never goddamn ends. And, God damn it. David Silverman, one of my former heroes, he's back at it again. I showed you last week. He got completely fucking humiliated in his self-own. Like, the dude went on a podcast, got destroyed every step of the way by trying to deny systemic racism, and he's still on this shit. The fact that some black people are sure there is systemic racism is no more proof of systemic racism than the fact that all Christians believe in God is proof of God. Numbers matter, details matter, but knowing, feel it in your heart. That's systemic racism. God is real, does not. God damn it, there's plenty of evidence for systemic racism. In fact, it was all pointed out to you on that podcast. The fact that you want to ignore it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, motherfucker. This is so sad to watch how far he's fallen. He's trying so hard for this right-wing grift, and it's just pathetic. We see right through you, you transparent fuck. And last on the Chud Watch, this was kind of embarrassing. Even Fox News a little bit is trying to push back on some of this shit. So Newt Gingrich was on Fox News trying to spread the anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that George Soros is behind all the evil in the world, and they actually pushed back a little bit against him. Love to see it.
Rich, I know you have a final thought for us.
Yeah, look, the #1 problem in almost all these cities is George Soros elected left-wing, anti-police, pro-criminal district attorneys who refuse to keep people locked up. Just yesterday, they put somebody back on the street who's wanted for 2 different murders in New York City. You cannot solve this problem, and both Harris and Biden have talked very proudly about what they call progressive district attorneys. Progressive district attorneys are anti-police, pro-criminal, and overwhelmingly elected with George Soros's money, and they're a major cause of the violence we're seeing because they keep putting the violent criminals back on the street.
I'm not sure we need to bring George Soros into this.
I was going to say you get the last word, Speaker.
He paid for it. I mean, why can't we discuss the fact that millions of dollars he spent?
I agree with Melissa. George Soros doesn't need to be a part of this conversation.
Okay.
Awkward.
So it's verboten.
All right, we're gonna.
It's verboten. I mean, you said it already, so it's clear not verboten. But it's anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, and that's all my Chud Watch section. Let me check the chatty chat, see what you guys got to say about all that. Good Lord, people are stupid. Agreed. It's America for you. Adam and Steve, that's right. I didn't make no Adam and Steve. They are such snowflakes. Yep. They are the snowflakes they were looking for. My life is threatened every day. I know that flag threatens my life. He about to cry about it. So soft. All the time, so soft. Cringe as fuck. Yep, cringe as fuck. I do want to say if you moderators out there, if people are trolling in the audience, fuck them. Get rid of them. I don't give a shit about trolls anymore. And also, not only that, it's the people spreading misinformation. I don't even care if they're doing it on purpose. You don't get to use my platform to spread misinformation. There's like some motherfucker on the last show talking about the wildfires. Talking about it's not global warming that's doing it. It's mismanagement of our forestry. This is a Trump narrative. And he was like, explain to me, Dusty, why do the fires stop at the Canadian border on these maps? It's because the map is of U.S. wildfires and they don't show Canadian fires, you fucking piece of shit. You don't get to use my platform to spread misinformation. I don't care if you do it on purpose or not. I don't care if you're just stupid. You don't get to do that shit. Get rid of these fucks. That's my opinion on that. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Super Chats. Super Chatty Chat Chats. What we got going on in the Super Chats. Lifeblood of the show. Thank you, King Key 666. Appreciate that. Ron Zombie, $2. First time catching a live show. You rock, Dusty. You rock. Appreciate that. Good to see you tonight. Kubrick Lova, $5. Thank you, Kubrick Lova. Appreciate that. Crystal Jerval, $50. SEK. Appreciate that. So, U.S. now have camps where people get sterilized. Yep, hysterectomies. You are heading in a very dark direction. BR from Sweden, yeah, they're going to teach nationalism and jingoism in our schools, too. So, fascist all the time. That's where this trash country's heading for. I watched the whole podcast. He lied about trans BLM in Portland. He also talked about how Trump keeps tweeting his podcast clips. I wonder why. Yeah, it's a shocker. Yeah, there was some other stuff I guess I forgot to even fucking cover about the Joe Rogan shit. Let me see if I can find it real quick, just since we were fucking talking about it. Some other incredibly horrific shit he was saying on there. Later in the interview, Rogan and Kennedy pushed the false right-wing smear that the LGBT community embraces pedophiles. Rogan claimed that people are trying to portray pedophilia as a sexual inclination, as a sexual proclivity. The two also lied that under the new California law, a 20-year-old man can have a 10-year-old boyfriend, and as long as it's within 10-year boundary, you're okay. Completely false. He's lying. This homophobic bullshit. You lefties have to quit defending this goddamn chud-ass motherfucker. Seriously. There was more, but I'm going to go ahead and skip past it because fuck Joe Rogan. All right. Back to the Super Chats. Yeah. Crystal Juraval, now when Ginsburg has died, disaster is here. Yep. Horrible fucking timing, goddammit. Appreciate that. $24.99 from Douglas Young. Very generous. Thank you, Douglas Young. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining me tonight. B-Stage $2. I don't give a fuck. Hell, okay, tough guy. Yep. They're so bold and brave, aren't they? El Hombre Sin Nombre, $5 Canadian. Will you be talking about the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg? Death, if you haven't already, may she rip. Yeah, we'll be talking about that in the heroes section a little bit. Coming up, Beast Nation 2009, $5. Young Americans, because they're told not ripping off the Young Turks original. Yep. Always fucking copycats. Yo, Nathan, $4.99. Check out Matt Dill's new show, The Hang Up. It's an atheist experience, free show. So he can talk about politics. All right, you guys want to check that out? That sounds cool to me. Rubber Childs, $3. World Projection. It's all about projection all the time. That's what they do. Classic Nazi propaganda. Justin Joseph, $4.99. Pretty funny how Chuds try to paint Joe Biden as a radical left-wing extremist when he's about as a radical and extreme as vanilla ice cream cone. Yeah, like I wish he was. Wish he was a fucking more socialist. Like, I'm not a socialist, but I wish he was more socialist than he is. But nope, he's not. He's a centrist. They got to try to scare you however they can. Catalina Grill Box, $5. If I die from the incident and they start using my account as an anti-mask conspiracy, please hunt these people down and skull fuck them. Yep. I'm just going to have my shit deleted. It'll be in my will. Delete all my shit. Fuck it. That's enough of that. All right, I'll read that when I come back. Let's continue on with the show. Still got plenty to goddamn go. More super chats if you can, if you're able. Help out the show. And we on to the Karen section. A very short Karen section tonight. Let's see. Here we go. Only about 3 Karens, but that's enough. A little goes a long way, cause bitch, you're caring too much. JR, falsetto, nailed it. And first off, this black woman was jogging while black. What was you thinking, black woman? You're not allowed to jog while black. So this happened a month ago, and she didn't know this was being recorded. Apparently, she found the viral video, and she's like, hey, that's me. I was just jogging along, and this crazy white lady threw a bottle at me. I guess for being in her neighborhood or some shit.
Oh, shit. Did you get that? I think I did. Lower the back of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. She's jogging along and it's, hey! What? Did you get that? So that's assault with a deadly weapon. Let's find out who this lady is. Do your thing, internet! Name and shame. And next up, shocker, folks. This is a story about this Karen who goes into a pawn shop without a mask. And she ain't even looking to buy nothing, folks. She just trying to start a confrontation. So the guy basically tells her, you got to leave. You're not wearing a mask. You got to leave. So she goes on Yelp and she leaves a comment that claims that I went in with my disabled son who can't wear a mask and they threw us out. Said they were a private business and did not support disabilities. Someone should report to the ADA. These people are downright evil and I would not give them any business. You did not go with your son. Here you are alone. And the crazy part, the guy she's lying about, the guy that threw her out, he actually does have autism. So she's lying about having an autistic son that got thrown out and discriminating against autistic people, while she is discriminating against an autistic person by lying about him. Classic fucking Karen. And her name is Dr. Cheryl Gracie. Apparently she's a doctor.
It's good to know. I'm going to spread it around. Yes, you're going to spread COVID. That's not good. There is no COVID.
There is no COVID. So, lying bitch, Dr. Gracie, do your thing, internet, do your thing. And next up, on the Karen Cavalcade, a voice that sounds like scratching nails on a chalkboard. Look how infantile they are, like childish they are. This is so embarrassing, this type of behavior. This is such entitled, privileged white woman behavior.
Here because I'm sick and tired of your fucking rules. All right, sweetheart. We don't like to. Do you think I want to wear? Yes, I do. Yes, I do not want to wear. You are. I have to wear just like the rest of them. Why don't you people educate yourselves? You need to. How am I doing? Am I pretty cute?
You're really close.
Are you afraid? You should run away.
I don't like.
But you have your super mask on.
I'm trying to protect you.
I don't need protection from you.
Oh, you just touched me. I really wish you had.
No, I touched you.
I'm
gonna get COVID.
No, you're probably going to give it to me. Are you going to leave?
Look at you.
Are you going to leave the store?
Are you going to leave the store? Are you going to leave the store?
You're very and aggressive to another customer. Would you please leave?
I'm aggressive?
Would you please leave?
Okay. No. The thing I wanted to say, which you wouldn't let me say, you won't see my face. Right? If I ever come back here again, and this thing is proven to be a hoax, I want an apology from each and every one of you. See. Yeah, educate yourselves.
Wait till somebody knows sick, and then you'll see how much.
Nobody is sick, sweetheart. Go for it. Educate yourself. Please leave. Go online. Please leave and now. Read and learn. You all win. You all win.
Man, I can really see some of my older female relatives acting like this. I just hope to God they don't get caught on camera. Such a foolish nonsense, embarrassing. This is why we can't have nice things, America. Only 200,000 people dead, but no one is sick, folks. No one is sick. And last but not least, this Mel Karen got removed from a school board meeting because he refused to wear a mask. I'm only going to show you part of this, but big brave man. Here comes the cops.
Here's who's gonna do this. This is embarrassing.
If you want, you can talk to the $20 later or something like that. As of right now, they want you. Sir, I really don't want to. I know you don't want.
Like you're gonna drag me out, and so they start doing it.
Be facing additional charges of obstruction if you don't.
Of what? I get it. I get it.
So then
I get it. I get it. You're gonna have to drag me out.
Okay, got to drag him out. Here you go.
Don't resist. Freeze.
That's a big guy. Imagine if he was black.
You will have to tase me in front of all these people.
Tase him! Do it! They're not going to tase him, though. They're not going to do it because he's a white dude. He's resisting. They ain't got their guns out. They ain't scared of him because he's white. Even though he's giant. Look how big this guy is.
He just wants to have a say in what's going on.
He's resisting. He's reaching. He's reaching!
We just don't resist.
Why did it all of a sudden go fucking
We all believe in what
720, motherfuckers? Let's go.
This is an embarrassment. Just don't resist.
I don't know why it's all fucking blurry and shit. There you go.
We all believe in what you do.
Anyway.
This is an
Get his ass out of there,
Oh,
but no. Yeah, you should all be embarrassed. Yeah, you're the one should be embarrassed, dude. Put your fucking mask on. Shut the fuck up. Gonna get people killed, assholes. And that's my Karen segment. Short but sweet tonight. And, oh my God, here we go, folks. It's only been 4 days. Remember all the shit from Trump I showed you on the last show. 4 days and we have all this new shit. Hard to believe, but Trump's your president. He's the president. He's the president still, folks. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, so it looks like he might continue to be the president. Might be the end of the country as we know it, folks. We had a horrible run. Maybe the world will be better off without America. We'll have a dictator installed. And hey, I'll be fine. I'm a white guy, and so this whole society is made for me. And it appears that the white supremacist power structure will stay for a long time. But hey, maybe he'll get COVID. I don't know. I'm not saying I hope he gets COVID, folks. But here he is at his last little super spreader event. Trump done talking and mingling with the unmasked crowd. He's running through and talking and shaking hands and whatnot. Where the local health officials say COVID-19 activity level is high. Significant increase in cases in the past 2 weeks. So yeah, who gives a shit? Sound like our president is going to be responsible anyway and actually be a good leader. So thoughts and prayers on you getting it, Trump. And a new accuser has come forward, folks. Shocker! Donald Trump accused of sexual assault by former model Amy Doris. Yet another one, folks. This is like 30 of them now. Imagine becoming the president with 30 different women accusing you of sexual assault. A former model has come forward to accuse Donald Trump of sexually assaulting her at the U.S. Open tennis tournament more than 2 decades ago. In an alleged incident that left her feeling sick and violated, in an exclusive interview with Guardian, Amy Doris alleges that Trump accosted her outside a bathroom in his VIP box at the tournament in New York on 5 September 1997. Doris, who was 24 at the time, accuses Trump of forcing his tongue down her throat, assaulting her all over her body, and holding her in a grip she was unable to escape from. He just shoved his tongue down my throat, and I was pushing him off. And then that's when his grip became tighter, and his hands were very gropey, all over my butt, my breast, my back, everything. I was in his grip, but I couldn't get out of it, she said, adding, I don't know what you call that when you're sticking your tongue just down someone's throat, but I pushed it out with my teeth. I was pushing it. And I think I might have hurt his tongue. And apparently she told a lot of different people Her account was also corroborated by several people she confided in about the incident. They included a friend in New York and Doris's mother, both of whom she called immediately after the alleged incident, as well as a therapist and friend she spoke to in the years since. All said Doris had shared with them details of the alleged incident that matched what she later told The Guardian. So pretty credible, folks. She said she didn't come out before because she thought it would hurt her and her family if she came out and spoke out against Trump, but she thought it was too important not to come out now and speak out against it. So, yeah, another one, but it doesn't matter because the Trump cult does not give a shit. The Christian evangelicals could not give a fucking shit less about sexual assault on women. Just doesn't factor into their thinking process in any way whatsoever. And one of the most vile things any president has ever said, folks. Listen to this horrific bullshit.
If you look at what we've done and all of the lives that we've saved, and I'm going to ask that a graph be put up, and now it's up. This was right at the beginning. This was our prediction that if we do a really good job, we'll be at about 100,000 to 240,000 deaths, and we're below that substantially, and we'll see where it comes out. But that would be if we did the good job. If the not-so-good job was done, you'd be between 1.5 million. I remember these numbers so well, and 2.2 million. That's quite a difference. So we're down in this territory. And that's despite the fact that the blue states had tremendous death rates. If you take the blue states out, we're at a level that I don't think anybody in the world would be at.
Yeah, if you don't got the blue states, I'm not the president of the whole country, folks. The blue states are on their own. Hey, if you take out the most densely packed population centers, we did amazing. Just forget about that. Hey, if you take out the blue states, nobody died on 9/11. 0% death rate on 9/11. Just horrible, folks. And this is not even true. This is not true. See, during the beginning, before we even knew how bad it was going to be, yes, the most populated centers, which are usually Democrat-run places, like New York, New Jersey, places like that. Yes, they had a higher death rate before they could get a handle on it, but they handled it pretty well. A lot better than the red states, and they got the death rate down fairly quickly. And yes, there was a lot of initial deaths, but now the death rates are dropped significantly and skyrocketed in the red states. And like 3/4 of the deaths in the last several months have come specifically from red states. So he's just aligned with everything he says is a lie. For months, President Trump has been scrambling to deflect criticism for the breadth of the coronavirus pandemic toward whatever target might be available. During a news briefing Wednesday, he returned to one of his favorite Democratic leaders. But for what it's worth, let me scroll down. It's true that the early surge in death was heavily weighted towards states that had voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016, New York and New Jersey. In particular, recorded hundreds of deaths a day in April, quickly contributing to the country's total number of deaths. Over time, though, the percentage of total deaths that have occurred in the blue states has dropped. The most recent data through Tuesday indicates that about 53% of the deaths have occurred in blue states, meaning that 47% have occurred in red ones. In other words, more than 90,000 deaths have occurred in red states. If that were the country's total, we would have seen the second most number of deaths globally still. And like I said, why has the ratio of blue states to red states deaths shifted? Because most of the newly occurring deaths happen in red states. Since mid-June, a majority of the coronavirus deaths each day have occurred in red states. Since mid-July, at least 70% have. So they just twist everything. It's just all a fucking word game to try to not take responsibility for anything. And he's throwing half the country under the goddamn bus to do so. But, and then it was revealed, it keeps going over and over again, folks, that he lied about wanting to assassinate Assad. Yeah. He says one thing in public, and then I guess he forgets what he said. And so he gives another version. Let's take a look.
That was never even contemplated.
So he said, no, assassinating Bashar al-Assad was never even contemplated. That's what he said, September 5th, 2018.
No, that was never even contemplated.
And then here's what he said a couple days ago on Fox News.
I would have rather taken him out.
Yep. I was going to take him out. We contemplated the shit out of it. Trump admitted he wanted to kill Assad after denying it in 2018, calling it fiction.
Do you regret not taking out Assad? And was it because of Russia being allied with him is why you didn't do it? And do you regret not doing it?
No, I don't regret that. I could have lived either way with that. I considered him certainly not a good person, but I had a shot to take him out if I wanted, and Mattis was against it. Mattis was against most of that stuff. He'd keep you in military, but he didn't know how to win.
So, yeah, lies, always lies. That's Trump. We're just getting started on it, folks, though. Gets even worse. And, yeah, a federal judge rules Trump and Louis DeJoy were involved in a politically motivated attack on the efficiency of the Postal Service and will issue injunctions reversing changes leading to mail delays under DeJoy. So, at least the courts are trying to fight back a little bit. They have received the evidence. They see that Trump is trying to defraud our elections by sabotaging the post office, and at least they're trying to reverse it and do things about it. We'll see if they're able to fix things in time. The damage might have already been done. And Trump has spent $20 million trying to sabotage mail-in ballots federally. This is what he just did. Trump campaign asked federal judge to stop New Jersey's early mail-in vote count, because, of course, the only way he can win is if he sabotages the vote. Doesn't want you voting, folks. Oh my God, I can't believe Ruth Bader Ginsburg just died, folks. What's going to happen is he's not going to admit defeat. He's going to take it to the Supreme Court, and all the people he stacked in the Supreme Court are going to give him the presidency again. That's the fear. People call me a doomer. Maybe I'm a doomer. But definitely looks like it could turn out that way. And here he is. He's hilarious, folks. He seems shocked that the U.S. government isn't allowed to force businesses to sell to other businesses in order to take a cut. What? I can't force Pete over there to sell his business to John in exchange for John giving me huge sums of money? Why can't I do that? I never heard anything about that before. He's just so corrupt that he's shocked that he can't be corrupt.
What about the payments to the Treasury?
Well, we're going to see about that. Amazingly, I find that you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to accept. When I say, what kind of a thing is this? If they're willing to make big payments to the government, they're not allowed, because there's no way of doing that from there's no legal path to doing that. And I'm saying, wait a minute, they're willing to make a big payment to the government and we're not allowed to take the money? When does this happen?
They're not willing. You were extorting them. You were forcing a company to sell to another company and then forcing the company that bought them to pay you a bunch of money. That's some mafia bullshit right there, dude. Holy God, how's this real life? And the fascism, folks, the fascism in your face all the fucking time. Trump is, today, I am also pleased to announce that I will soon sign an executive order establishing a national commission to promote patriotic education. It will be called the 1776 Commission, Trump said. Then he went on to say, Trump, speaking at the first White House conference on American history, starts talking about the twisted web of lies taught in school. So he gonna fix that, folks. Are you ready for the Hitler Youth? Our youth will be taught to love America with all of their hearts and their souls. Nothing creepy about this, folks. Don't be afraid. Everything is normal. And, oh, God. So he had this disastrous town hall meeting on ABC. Did not go well for him because he's a blubbering fucking idiot, man. Doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He just runs his mouth about nonsense over and over again. So, here he is claiming he never downplayed the coronavirus, even though you guys have heard him with your own ears admit that he likes to downplay it and is continuing to downplay it. Here he is saying, nah, I didn't do that. I'm overplaying it, if anything. Don't believe what I say, believe what I say.
If you believe it's the president's responsibility to protect America, why would you downplay a pandemic that is known to disproportionately harm low-income families and minority communities?
Yeah. Well, I didn't downplay it. I actually, in many ways, I upplayed it in terms of action.
I upplayed it in terms of action, folks. Even though I said I did. Don't believe me. You don't care about the black communities. What the fuck's wrong with you? But, like, here's how criminal it is, folks. He said these two things on the same exact day. Talking about downplaying it. He didn't downplay it, folks. He knew. He let people die. This is negligent. This might be even more than negligent homicide. Same day, folks. April 13th, 2020. This is what he said in public and what he said in private.
We want to have our country open. We want to return to normal life. Our country's going to be open. We got to get our country open.
Bob, it's so easily transmissible, you wouldn't even believe it. This thing is a killer if it gets you. If you're the wrong person, you don't have a chance.
Yes, exactly.
Just so scary, folks. Yeah, no idea how deadly this is. It's gonna kill all kinds of people publicly. We gotta get the country back open immediately, folks. We gotta, he don't give a fuck about you. All he cares about is that stock market. We deserve whatever we get, folks. I'm sorry, like I hate to say it, but that's not true, folks. There's a lot of good, innocent people that are being, I should stop saying that's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I apologize for that. No, good, innocent people don't deserve to die because of this fucking asshole. Because this country is so goddamn trash. I'm not going to say that any fucking more because this is just ridiculous. Angering, though, that this has happened in this country, folks. And then, speaking of his disastrous town hall, then he tries to spin it and blame Joe Biden because Joe Biden did not implement a national mask mandate. Joe Biden holds no office whatsoever, has no power. Yet his whole campaign now is to pretend like Joe Biden is the president right now and all the bad shit is happening because of him, folks. Just hard to believe this could be real life.
The wearing of masks has proven to lessen the spread of COVID. Why don't you support a mandate for national mask wearing? And why don't you wear a mask more often?
Well, I do wear them when I have to and when I'm in hospitals and other locations. But I will say this. They said at the Democrat convention they're going to do a national mandate. They never did it because they've checked out and they didn't do it. And a good question is you ask, like Joe Biden, they said we're going to do a national mandate on masks.
He's called on all governors to have them. It is a state responsibility.
No, but he didn't do it. I mean, he never did it. Now, there is, by the way, a lot of people don't want to wear masks. There are a lot of people think the masks are not good. And there are a lot of people that, as an example,
who are those people?
Well, I'll tell you who those people are.
Waiters!
Waiters. They come over and they serve you, and they have a mask. And I saw it the other day where they were serving me. And they're playing with a mask. I'm not blaming them. I'm just saying what happens. They're playing with a mask, so the mask is over, and they're touching it, and then they're touching the plate. That can't be good. There are a lot of people. If you look at Dr. Fauci's original statement, you look at a lot of people, CDC, you look at a lot of people's original statement.
It's so fucking frustrating. First, you're going to blame Joe Biden for doing something that Joe Biden has no power of doing. And then he's like, waiters! I didn't do the mask mandate because of waiters touching their faces. Which is somehow worse than them not wearing masks and sneezing and spitting all over your food. Just insanity, folks. 200,000 people are dead, and this guy's probably going to get elected again. It's fucking hard to believe, like, trash country, and more of it. More of the trash fucking country. Like I said, total disaster. Now he's talking about herd immunity, but he's so stupid that he can't even remember herd immunity. So instead he says herd mentality, which is actually pretty close to his cult. They do have a herd mentality. Listen to this crazy bullshit. And then he's going to go on and going to remind you what he said previously a couple of months ago about what would happen if we actually did go through with a herd immunity way of tackling the coronavirus.
With time, it goes many deaths, and you'll develop herd, like a herd mentality. It's going to be herd developed, and that's going to happen. And if we did follow that approach, I think we might have 2 million people dead.
Yeah, we have 2 million people dead, but who cares, right? Gonna have a herd mentality. That's how we're gonna fix it. We don't need no mask mandates. And of course, immediately, because of course this is Trump's America, Twitter had to come out and explain herd immunity is not recommended as a strategy to combat COVID-19, according to experts and the WHO. Our social media has to correct our insane fucking president. Because it's just a trash country. But at least they're pushing back a little bit against him, folks. So he's been promising his healthcare program over and over again for years. He keeps saying, it's coming any 2 weeks now. In 2 weeks, I'm going to sign it. And now he hears, I already got it. But he got totally fucking busted out, fact checked right to his fucking face, and it was beautiful.
But what we're doing is we're going to be doing a health care plan, pre-existing, protecting people with pre-existing conditions. As an example, yourself, it sounds like that's exactly perfect. That's exactly what we're talking about. We're going to be doing a health care plan very strongly and protect people with pre-existing conditions. I will say this. They will not do that because they have socialized.
I have to stop
they
you
have
there.
socialized
I just have to stop you there because it's just on a couple of points. Number one, Joe Biden has ran against Medicare for all in the primaries, but much more importantly, Obamacare guaranteed people with pre-existing conditions could buy insurance, guaranteed they could buy it at the same price as everyone else, guaranteed a package of essential benefits, guaranteed that insurance companies couldn't put a lifetime limit on those benefits. You fought to repeal Obamacare. You are arguing.
Well, I essentially did.
You're arguing in the Supreme Court right now to strike it down. That would do away with pre-existing conditions.
So that we can do new health care.
But you've been promising a new health care plan. I interviewed you in June of last year. You said the health care plan would come in 2 weeks. You told Chris Wallace that this summer it would come in 3 weeks. You promised an executive order on pre-existing.
I have it already.
But you've been trying to strike down pre-existing conditions.
I have it already, and it's a much better plan for you, and it's a much better plan. And
what is
when
it?
You say Obamacare, I got rid of the individual mandate, which is the worst part of Obamacare.
I have it already. I have this healthcare plan already. Even though I continuously to promise to release it, and I have never done it. I've been promising this ever since the beginning of my presidency. I have it. Well, where the fuck is it? Tell us all about it, motherfucker. What are you waiting on? There's no plan, folks. There's no plan. And you know how crazy this shit is? You got his Baghdad Barbie. That's her nickname, folks. His press secretary. Her job is literally to fill the public in on what the White House is doing. They ask her about the health care plan, and she's like, I'm not telling you. It's a secret. If you want to know about it, you have to get a job at the White House. Like, beyond parody. How can this be fucking... If this were Baghdad doing this, if this were Iraq doing this, we would mock them so heavily. But this is America, folks.
About the healthcare. I'm not going to give you a readout of what our healthcare plan looks like and who's working on it. If you want to know, come work here at the White House. Yes. So I just wanted to know who's working on it. Yes. Stakeholders here in the White House. And as I told you, our Domestic Policy Council and others in the White House are working on a healthcare plan, the president's vision for the next 5 years. Yes. And if you want more, come join us here. Yes.
Yeah, if you want to know what we're doing, you got to come work for us. We can't tell you what our secret healthcare plan is. There's just no plan, folks. It's just so frustrating. She's so arrogant and snarky as she lies to people, as they take our healthcare away and lie to us about having a better plan. Ain't gonna get reelected, folks. Watch. And there's really no reason to show you the rest of his town hall segment. Instead, I'm going to show you about 2 minutes of this clip from this king fact checker who just runs through all of Donald Trump's lies because, like he said, it was just a fire hose of lies. One lie after another, because that's what we have right now. A pathological liar running things.
Daniel, let me bring you in because you've been busy fact checking this town hall. What stood out to you?
There was just so much lying, Don. I'm going to go quickly here, so literally just stop me whenever you need to. He said again, Democrats won't protect people with pre-existing conditions. That is nonsense. As a voter told him, Democrats created those protections. He insisted he didn't praise China on the virus. He did so repeatedly. We know that. He claimed that nobody knew at the time he was praising China that seniors were especially susceptible to the virus. That was one of the first things we learned out of China and out of Italy and out of the U.S. He claimed that Biden said in March that the pandemic was, quote, totally over-exaggerated. I can find no evidence that Biden ever said that. He said that Winston Churchill was kind of like him playing down stuff because he went on rooftops in London during the Nazi bombing and told people everything's going to be good. Churchill did not speak from the rooftops and did not say everything's going to be good. He warned of suffering and danger. Trump said that he fired James Mattis. Mattis resigned. He said that protesters took over 20% of Seattle. It was a 6-block area, nowhere close to 20%. He took credit again for sending in the National Guard in Minneapolis, saying that this happened after a week and a half of violence there. It was not even close to a week and a half. It was days, and the Democratic governor is the one who activated the Guard. He said he essentially repealed Obamacare by getting rid of the individual mandate. Not even close to true. The Medicaid expansion, pre-existing conditions protections, other stuff remains. He said the cupboards were empty of ventilators. His administration admits he inherited about 16,000 from Obama. He did his usual false boast about so-called bans on travel from China and Europe. They were not complete bans. He said stocks are owned by, quote, everybody. Just about half of Americans own stocks. He repeated his nonsense about testing causing cases. Testing merely reveals and helps fight cases. He said that Biden has agreed to a Bernie Sanders style socialized healthcare. He fought Sanders on that issue. He has very much not agreed to a Sanders style plan. And Don, this is a preliminary list. I have hours of fact checking tonight to do because there's...
Yep, that was a little bit of it. 2 minutes of railing off his lies, but yep. We're kind of numb to it now, folks. So used to it. And, oh shit. So here is his own FBI director confirming that white supremacists make up the largest share of racially motivated terrorists in the United States, because we already knew that, but this guy's about to get fired. Trump has already said he's looking into firing him because Trump wants to downplay white supremacist violence, because that's his base. And he wants to overplay Antifa and BLM violence because he wants to make protesting illegal and use them as a boogeyman to crack down on his political enemies. And here's his own FBI director. Let's listen.
And I think the thing that we're all struggling with is, you know, there are these homegrown terrorists of every flavor and type, but just in the number of either cases or arrests, how many of them are white supremacist? What is the, if not the exact number? Is it the same as other types of domestic terrorism? Is it higher? Just give us a level of approximate numbers.
Well, what I can tell you is that within the domestic terrorism bucket, category as a whole, racially motivated violent extremism is, I think, the biggest bucket within that larger group. And within the racially motivated violent extremist bucket, people ascribing to some kind of white supremacist type ideology is certainly the biggest chunk of that.
Okay,
I don't
that's
have
very
numbers
helpful.
for you.
Yep. White supremacist violence, we've known it's been like that for years now. But here he is, they ask him about it. He's like, oh, I didn't like that. I didn't like him saying that. He disagreed with me. It's clearly not white supremacists. There's fine people.
Jennifer Ray, would you like to replace him, sir?
No, we're looking at a lot of different things, and I did not like his answers yesterday, and I'm not sure he liked them either. I'm sure that he probably would agree with me. Antifa's bad, really bad, and if you look at it, who's the big problem? The big problem is China, and we can have others also, and I'm not excluding anybody, but the big problem is China, and why he doesn't want to say that, that certainly bothers me, yeah.
Yeah, why do they want to say that? It's Antifa. Quit pointing out white supremacy. That doesn't help me at all. And here he is again, disagreeing with what another one of his people says. His own medical officials. He's now saying that they're lying.
But then he said that the vaccine for the general public likely would not be available until probably next summer, maybe even early fall.
We're probably looking at late second quarter, third quarter, 2021.
Are you comfortable with that timeline?
No, I think he made a mistake when he said that. It's just incorrect information.
The director of the CDC also testified today that a mask, in his estimation, is guaranteed to protect the American public more from the coronavirus than a vaccine.
I might even go so far as to say that this face mask is more guaranteed to protect me against COVID than when I take a COVID vaccine.
Number one, it's not more effective by any means than a vaccine. Very powerful.
How do the American people trust you on the pandemic when you're contradicting the head of the CDC and your
Because of the great job we've done.
Why should we believe you instead of the doctors and the experts? Because I've done such a great job. Killing 200,000 American people. Yeah, I've done amazing. Just believe me. It's just sigh, heavy sigh, all the time sigh, forever, forever. But this awkward shit happened on Fox and Friends, and it was fucking beautiful. So first off, the funny thing about this is, so Trump has decided that he's going to go on Fox and Friends once a week for an hour. He just decided he was going to. And he can't just say that it was his decision. So he's pretending like, you got the best people. Your people on the show twisted my arm. And they talked me into coming on the show once a week. But nobody did that. He just decided. So let's play that first. And then the ending is is truly brilliant and beautiful. first off this.
Good to be here. Great to be with my friends. I think we're going to do this. We've agreed to do it once a week in the morning, and I look forward to it, like the old days.
I haven't
heard that. Well, that's an exclusive right there.
Yeah, we have great people working for you. You don't have to even get involved. You have the best people.
Okay.
Yeah, you have great people. You didn't have to ask me. They asked me, but they didn't. Spoiler alert, they didn't ask him. He just made it up. So it got awkward at the end. This is funny as fuck. So, it's against the law for them to have the president on so often without having Biden on and giving him equal time. It's breaks campaign laws. So I guess this guy knows that. But watch this guy's response to this guy's rebuffing the president. This guy who just wants to gargle Trump's balls all the fuck day long is shocked that this guy dared to stand up and say something against Trump. Hilarious.
Thank you very much for starting your day with Fox and Friends.
Thank you.
Okay, it's been great.
We'll do it every week. We're going to do it every week.
I look forward to it. Yeah, we're going to do it every week. Every Monday, I think they said. And if we can't do it on a Monday, we'll do it on a Tuesday like we did today.
Sounds good.
Mr. President, thank you very much. You may want to do it every week, but Fox is not committed to that. We're going to take it on a case-by-case basis. And Joe Biden, as well, is always welcome to join us for 47 minutes, like we just did with the president.
We never agreed to that, Trump. You just lied and made that up. So we'll take it on a case-by-case basis, you fucking liar. And this guy's look. This guy's face. Oh, my God, I can't believe you. Oh, what? What? You spoke against the president? Oh my God, I'm going to explode. Does not compute. Does not compute. Hilarious. Awkward. Love to see it. And folks, they're so, God. This is hard to believe it's true, folks. Hard to believe. How incompetent can you possibly fucking be? So, Trump's got a new ad out. Support our troops, show your support. And it's got Russian jets and Russian soldiers holding Russian guns as silhouettes. The guy that made it even said, yeah, they're Russian jets and Russian soldiers. And it's just beyond parody, folks. No, I know the Trump administration probably didn't do this on purpose. They probably didn't put Russian troops and Russian jets up under support our troops on purpose. But like I said, so unbelievably incompetent in every fucking possible way. And they're running everything. We are fucked. We are fucked. SOS, rest of the world. Help us. Help us. And I'm not even done yet, folks. Even Michael Steele, who used to be the head of the GOP, used to run that shit, and now he's out of fucks to give, folks. Now even former conservatives are like, God damn it, how crazy does shit have to get? This is unbelievable.
Michael Steele, the three of us have some years on the scoreboard, and I'll put it this way. You could live your whole life and not hear a president without a sense of stewardship over the country. Instead, itemized deaths in states run by Democrats. That was the extraordinary part about today. Our friend Susan Glasser quickly tweeted this out in response. Top 10 U.S. states for coronavirus deaths include the following, won by Trump in 2016: Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia. Michael, a lot of his base lives in that list.
They do, and they don't care. To Gene's point, I've talked to enough of them over the last few days. I'm exhausted. I'm exasperated. You know, at this point, it's like save who you can save, because there's only so much you can do. There's only so much you can say. The fact that we have to literally beg people to wear a mask to save their own dumbass from getting sick. I'm sorry. I just, to me, it is beyond the imagination. I'm with John Hyman. I am just so exhausted with this president at this point in the face of what we see happening on college campuses right now. As we turn into fall, we all knew this was coming, and yet this administration has done jack about it. This president stands at a podium today and not only contradicts his CDC director, but basically says he perjured himself under oath before Congress because he is saying something different from Donald Trump. The CDC director is telling us the truth. And Donald Trump is literally lying to us. And yet 40% of the country looks at it and goes, yeah, I'm with stupid. So look, America, at this point, you have a stark choice in the face of everything that's going on. I don't know what more you can take before you say you've had enough. Because my heavens, this is too much.
Yeah, well, nothing. Nothing is going to make them have enough. What the fuck is that? Oh, I hear this. I'll turn this off. It's making too much noise. But yeah, it's crazy that even the former leader of the RNC is going against Trump. Sorry, that was making a lot of noise. I couldn't hear over it. I turn that down a little bit. And a few more for the Trump stuff. Oh my God. I got like 5 more Trump things. Holy shit. Like I said, only 4 days. So this was a new ad put out by the Midas Touch. It's not Midas. Midas? I don't know. About Trump being a dirty pedo. Pretty good ad. It's only 2 minutes long. Let's have a look. 5.5 million views.
Charges that Jeffrey Epstein was running a sex trafficking ring in the early 2000s that included underage girls as young as 14 years old.
Donald Trump in 2002 said of Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side.
He routinely spoke fawningly of Jeffrey. He admired Epstein's lifestyle.
Your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of ass. Yeah.
She's actually always been very voluptuous.
What does Tiffany have of Marlon?
She's got Marlon's legs. We don't know whether or not she's got this part yet.
You were playing tennis and you came off the court. Quote, look at that piece of I would love some of that. It so happened that Trump was referring to Cohen's then 15-year-old daughter, Samantha.
I had the impression that he was interested in younger women and that, women would age out for him.
Miss Teen Universe? Yeah, that's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a cooking show.
I'll go backstage before a show, and everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I stayed there with no...
Donald Trump is heard making questionable comments about a young girl.
You're going up the escalator? I'm going to be dating her in 10 years.
A lawsuit against the presumptive GOP nominee alleges he raped a girl when she was 13 years old.
Prince Andrew answering questions for the first time about his friendship with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know Prince Andrew, but it's a tough story.
Trump has been photographed with Prince Andrew as far back as the year 2000.
Ghislaine Maxwell is accused of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls.
I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know about sexual predators and things like that. I mean...
you are one.
All right, I was going to say that, but it's true.
Fucking trash country. It's our president. Just gotta laugh to keep from going and goddamn saying and eating a bullet at this point, right? And this is how politics is in this country, folks. Even though we have this goddamn nightmare in the fucking White House. Joe Biden was at some kind of a Latina event. And he was introduced by the guy who sings the song Despacito. And so he took out his phone and he played the song Despacito in order to show that he knew who the guy was. And suddenly he got slammed all over the internet for this, for some reason. People were like, ha ha, what a fool! Ha ha ha! Oh my God, Trump's gonna win now because of this! Ha ha ha! Like, who the fuck gives a shit? We got a fucking murderous pedophile in the goddamn White House! And this is how stupid the goddamn American politics is played. Everybody who shared this shit should be a fucking ashamed of yourself. Fuck all y'all. It was a lot of left-wing people too. A whole lot. It's ridiculous at this fucking point. But also, Joe Biden had his own town hall, and it was starkly fucking different. Because he's actually a fucking adult who is fairly, despite what everybody keeps saying about it, despite the narrative that both the far left and conservatives and Joe Rogan's ass are trying to spread, he did well. Joe Biden is doing extraordinarily well to this town hall. Yes, his command of the issues, yes, is more energetic and 10 times smarter than Trump. But man, this guy has a heart the size of the whole country. And he did do very well. I'm not going to play much of it, but I'll play this one clip because Bernie Sanders shared it. The difference between him and Trump is just night and fucking day. It's not even fucking close.
I do work in a cancer center in the area. I make under $15 an hour. Oh. During these COVID times, unfortunately, I had to open a credit card with 25% interest just to cover my groceries. I'm barely making ends meet. Receive no hazard pay, no raise. I'm struggling not only mentally, but financially. I look up to you, and as a middle-class healthcare worker, do you have any plans to stand up for us healthcare workers?
Absolutely. And the idea you're not making a minimum of $15 an hour is just wrong. Wrong. No one should have to work 2 jobs to be able to get out of poverty. You're busting your neck, and what you're doing is you're saving people's lives. Exactly. You're helping them, and you're risking your own in this moment of COVID. You know better than I do that what happens is a pre-existing condition. In fact, what's happening here is a lot of people who have cancer, who are taking various drugs, and they, in fact, are more susceptible to catching COVID and dying than anyone else. So first of all, thank you. Number 2, the reason I'm running is because, look, the interesting thing for me is I view I really do view this campaign as a campaign between Scranton and Park Avenue. And I really mean it because, you know, the way we were raised up here in this area, an awful lot of hard-working people busted their neck. All they asked for is a shot, just a shot. All that Trump can see from Park Avenue is Wall Street. All he thinks about is the stock market and telling, we're going to do all right. Everybody owns stock. How many of you all own stock in Scranton? Now, my neighborhood in Scranton, not a whole lot of people own stock. No. And so we have to make sure that healthcare workers are paid and paid a decent wage. And $15 an hour isn't enough for a healthcare worker.
True that. So just the difference is fucking amazing in every goddamn way. I saw somebody claim they're starting similar to us. These are perfect. Shut the fuck up. At this point, I got no goddamn patience for you motherfuckers to pretend these two guys are anywhere even close to each other. Fuck you! What is it gonna take, you dickheads? I don't want you as fans. Fuck off! Seriously, at this point. I'm tired of this. Ain't funny anymore. It ain't a goddamn joke anymore, okay? But of course, Bill O'Reilly, hilarious Bill O'Reilly, just because Biden did well. Because he's not a complete fucking idiot. Because he actually has a conscience and a heart. Bill O'Reilly's like, looks to me that Biden had an idea what the questions would be. At least areas of questioning. No, he's just a fucking adult who researches, does his fucking homework, and can speak. Without everything being about goddamn him and a deflection and lies. Yeah, it's a stark difference. Doesn't mean there's a fucking conspiracy, Bill O'Reilly. And he got pretty much owned in all his comments. Love to see that shit. And, all right, that's all my Trump coverage for tonight, folks. And now the cats are in here. They're turning on all the air conditioning, so it might get a little noisier now. You can hear that shit now. I had these portable air conditioners that I could jump on top and push the fucking buttons and shit. All right, let's see what you guys got to say in the super chat, and we'll continue on with the show. Probably going to do some overtime. We only got 10 more minutes. We're going to try to barrel through what we got left. Ginormous $5. Bitch McTurtle already talking about SCOTUS appointment not 2 hours after RBG's. Yeah, you know they're going to jump on it, right? There's a different set of rules for them. They're going to try to jump on it so they can steal the election. They don't play by the rules. They cheat. They cheat to win. It's hard to beat people that cheat to win. Say hi to Roma. Hey, Roma, how you doing? What's up, baby? How you doing? Rip RBG. Yep, heard that solo safe. Thank you for that. Jason Moore 555. Thank you, Dusty, for doing what you do. Hey, no problem. I'm going to keep doing it as long as you guys keep supporting me. I really appreciate it. Elise gave me a $50 Swedish. Do you watch Skeptics Guide to the Universe? One of the few remaining sane and progressive skeptics. They've really been going after Trump recently. Nope, I've not seen that, but I will check that out. Thank you for the recommendation. Danny Nerdic, $9.99. How are they so patient? How is it that she didn't get straight choked out the second that she touched the person filming? Oh, you're talking about the Karen. It's better just to film them, really. use their own words against them, make them look stupid. You don't really have to do much to them other than that. Kaylee Hardy, $2. Turd mentality, am I right? Yep, pretty much. That's the Trump supporter mentality for you. Also, give me $5. My hometown is having a big football game with lots of people there. God. I feel like we will become a hotspot with the coronavirus. Yep. Sports is more important than lives. America. Jenny Rude, no kitty therapy tonight. Yeah, a little bit. We just let him in the room. So, I got a little Miss Misty in my lap. First thing she did is come and sit in her daddy's lap because that's the best spot in the world, isn't it, Miss Misty? Thank you for letting me be using you as my star tonight. Little kitty therapy. I hear the cats jumping on the air conditioners. Wow, I can't wait until Kyle Clancy talks about Joe Biden talking about raising minimum wage to 15. Sarcasm, yeah. He has too much integrity to vote for Biden. No, you have any integrity. If you don't vote for Biden at this point, you have zero integrity. I just can't pretend otherwise. You're a piece of fucking shit. You should be called out as a piece of shit. You should be lent no quarter. Fucking garbage. All right, guys, I can't see my thing. Cat's all in the way now. Cat's all in the way. Okay. I guess I will read the... Ivy Evans, give me $10. Thank you, Ivy Evans. That's very generous. Appreciate that. Love you, Ivy Evans. All right. I'm going to go ahead and continue the show. Do some overtime. Overtime. We're not at overtime yet, but we will be there. Because first, we're going to do some bad cops. Don't have a whole bunch, but we had enough to be depressing tonight. Because some bad things happen. And bad cops, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they beat the shit out of you? Bad cops, still bad. They're still out there. And apparently, in Texas, they were giving deputies gift cards, if they beat people. And they used force against them. Yeah, no shit, folks. Encouraging violence in the police force by rewarding the cops with gift cards for using force. Texas deputies, including... Come on, dude. Texas deputies, including those who killed Javier Ambler, reported got steakhouse gift cards for using force. That's the most American thing I can think of. Here, have a steak for abusing people. Williamson County, Texas Sheriff's Officer leaders rewarded deputies who used force on the jaws as steakhouse gift cards, according to 2 former employees, one of whom made the admission to Texas Rangers Investigation Agency aggressive tactics. Yep, they even admitted it. The guy that did it admitted it. So, that sounds about right. That sounds exactly right, folks. Why wouldn't you reward cops with gift cards to steakhouses for abusing people? And folks, here's one from H. Bomber Guy. I'm not sure police should have dogs. The Officers Down Memorial page lists dogs that died in the line of duty. Let's pay our respect. Yeah, Officer Down Memorial page. Here we go. Let's see how they died. K9 Blue. Let's see how he died. K9 Blue was shot and killed by a deputy. God damn it, cats. Moving my shit around. Still love you. K9 Blue was shot and killed by a deputy while members of the fugitive unit were attempting to serve a warrant on a rape suspect in an apartment complex on Kimberly Way, Southwest in Atlanta. Happens over and over again, folks. They keep killing their own dogs. K9 Bandit. K9 Bandit was shot and killed while attempting an apprehension of a double murder suspect in Butt County. How about this one? K9 Defender was shot and killed by his handler after being mistaken for a coyote in the area of Benner Road. Yeah. Super cool. Super cool. K9 Will was accidentally shot and killed by his handler while defending himself against an attack by a pit bull. K9 Vero was shot and killed after biting a sheriff's deputy in the area of Brooks Road. K9 Credo was shot and killed while deployed in a barricade situation without a man who wanted connection with shooting several other people. He was shot and killed by his own person. Happens over and over again. There's so many examples of this, folks. Look at this. Look at all these examples over and over and over again. These cops killing their dogs. Maybe we shouldn't use dogs as weapons? Maybe cops are too fucking stupid to be in charge of animals. I don't know. Just a fucking thought. Maybe we should outlaw this use immediately. Fuck no to all this. Hardcore, always, forever. Just my opinion. And, talked about this a little bit earlier, but yeah, they're just giving mass hysterectomies to brown people at ICE detention centers. Why not, folks? Why not? Yeah, forced sterilizations on immigrants. Yeah. Who you calling Nazi Germany? The Associated Press, where the more migrant women had come forward and alleged that they did not agree to surgical procedures, but AP also said that its review of the matter did not find evidence of mass hysterectomy as alleged in a widely shared complaint filed by. Okay, I guess there wasn't as many as we thought. I guess there was only a few hysterectomies without people wanting them to happen. So hey, just minor eugenics. Nothing to worry about here, folks. It's all cool. It's all good. And hey, all these women that we keep raping and sexually assaulting, all these illegal women we keep raping, they're starting to tell people. What should we do about it? Just deport them. We could just deport them. ICE Gestapo deported key witnesses into investigation of sexual assault and harassment at El Paso MAGA ICE prison camp. Yeah, why not? Why not, folks? Yeah, we just rape you. We're America. We can do anything. You don't have any rights. You're illegal. How can a human be illegal, dude? Not the best, folks. Not the best. And at least they're not thinking about using heat rays on the Oh, they are? They're thinking about using... Oh, yeah, they are. Exclusive top military police considered using heat rays that make the skin feel like it's burning on D.C. protesters in June, according to military whistleblowers. You know what's crazy about this? Alex Jones used to literally, on his show, like decades ago, he would show these kind of weapons. And he would say, folks, they're considering using these weapons in Afghanistan and Iraq. And they're just doing it as a test because they're eventually going to come here and use them on American citizens. And it's actually happening now. They're actually considering using this on American citizens. And now Alex Jones is like, yeah, burn those comments. Who cares? It's just crazy how much he'll sell his integrity, how much he was right about certain crazy ass shit. And now that it's proven he's right because it's Trump doing it, he's fucking nowhere to be found to talk about it. It's just craziness. But yeah, pain without injury. Basically, it shoots like microwaves into your skin, just mildly. Not enough to cause burns, but enough to make you feel like you're on fire and run away. Because why wouldn't they do this to their own citizens in America? Nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to worry about. I'm sure this will all be fine with Trump as president. At least we don't have a president in the office that would abuse stuff like this. So that's the good thing about it. And at least this is kind of amusing. This guy dressed like a cop. A pig. Put a pig mask on and walked around and tried to get cops to put their mask on. And some of them actually did it. He's like, yeah, dumbass. Put your fucking mask on, idiots. Oink, oink. So harass them. Harass them. Make them feel stupid because they should feel stupid. And all right, folks. Warning. Warning. Death is about to happen. This is a death video. So apparently this guy owed taxes to another state. And somehow they got the right to tow his car. So the police, I guess he pulled out in front of a police officer. And so they ran his tags and they found out that he owed taxes. So they were going to pull him out of his car and tow his car. And he didn't want to get out of his car. And so they just torture him, I guess is the best word. They taser him and they spray mace in his face. And they basically torture him for several minutes as he's screaming for help. And then he pulls out a gun, he kills one of them and shoots the other one. This is warning. This is very disturbing, folks. Very disturbing footage.
And I will find it.
No, y'all. This is my my car, y'all.
Taser! Hey. I'm gonna hit him. Are you ready?
Ready. Just fucking
get out of the car!
Fuck you, dude. Oh! What the fuck?
Get out of the car!
Fuck! Get out! Fuck! Dude, what the fuck?
That's torture.
Back
Pain compliant. Cops are legally allowed to torture you. Now they're gonna mace you most of the time.
I'm getting out.
Get out of the damn car!
Which is more
now,
torture.
Or I will spray you.
Fucking ground. On the ground.
On the ground, man. I don't want to go to jail. Fuck.
Get out of the car.
Yeah. Torture you more.
Get out now. I will spray you again.
Okay.
Get on the ground.
Get on the ground.
Get on the ground now.
On the ground. Please stop! 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 Please! Why?
Get out of the fucking car!
Why are you doing this?
Get out!
Why are you doing this? Please stop!
Help!
Get out of the car!
Violating my rights!
Get out of the car!
Please! Matt, please help! That's my friend, please help! Stop! You're violating my rights!
David,
please stop!
get out of the car!
Stop!
Stay in the car!
Matt, help!
Left arm.
Help!
Arm, I got this arm.
Matt, help! Help! Help!
Get out of the car!
Help!
That's not even in gear.
Help!
David, you want to get sprayed then? I'm going to spray you again. Get out of the car!
Again. More torture.
Get out!
All right, so I'm not going to show you guys the end. I can't show you, but yeah, he pulls a gun, he kills one of the cops, and so now his life is over. His life is over. So, yeah, they completely escalated that situation. Like, I obviously disavow shooting up anyone like that, but they did torture him. He didn't listen. He didn't get out of the car, but they did torture him, and they escalated the situation. So that's just terrible, 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 folks. And I'm really not allowed to have too much more of an opinion about it than that, so I won't. So next up, we're going to go to the hero section, because that is much needed right now. And we're into overtime! Overtime! Hell yeah, and we could be heroes for just one day. Heroes! And once again, American's penis, Chris Evans, who I will not tell you anything about his penis, because it's none of your fucking business, okay? None of your business about his beautiful penis. But anyway, so he kind of had a little embarrassment because, like I told you guys last time, he accidentally messaged out a picture of his giant, beautiful penis. So then he was like, hey, now that I got your attention, vote! Vote! Yes, at least he's using the platform, the embarrassment, to make something good out of it. And they all said, yeah, no, things happen. It's embarrassing, but you got to roll with the punches. I will say I have some pretty fantastic fans who really came to my support. That was really, really nice. He added, yep, great guy. Love me some Chris Evans. And I was glad to see his fans be so supportive and have his back. So, yeah, that's Bob Dylan doing Heroes. I know Bob Dylan's son sings that song, but I thought I would do Bob Dylan himself singing that song. That was my, but you got it. You got the reference. So that's good. And next up on the heroes list, Bill Maher never makes my heroes list, because I usually dislike him. But what he's saying here is very, very important to point out.
So it's 7 weeks from the election.
And so I want to give him a shout out for talking about this, because this is how crazy it is, folks. This is how one-sided the cheaters on the right have set the system up to be, where you have to get so many more votes than they do to even win. It has to be a tremendous amount of more votes than they do to win. They can beat you with, like they always do, multiple times now. They get less votes and they get the presidency because the whole system's fucked. And here's Bill Maher to explain it to you.
7 weeks from the election. I want to talk about what Nate Silver said this week, because he's the guy who cracks the numbers, we think, better than anybody. Now, we know the Republicans have an advantage in the Electoral College, despite what Trump says. This is really frightening to me. Nate Silver says if Joe Biden wins the popular vote by less than 1%, wins the election. That's winning the election. You only have to win by 1 vote. But if he wins by less than 1% of the popular vote, he only has a 6% chance of becoming president. If he wins by 1 to 2%, he's got a 22% chance of being president. If he wins by 2 to 3%, 46%. So he could win by 3%, and he still has less than half a chance of winning the election. You got to get up to 5 to 6% before he has a 98% chance of winning the election. That's a fucked up country.
Our system is bizarre.
Yep, it is a fucked up system. Slave era system that is meant specifically to help the slave states. And I do know who David Bowie is. I know David Bowie's from Labyrinth. I know he originally sang Heroes, but then it was remade by Bob Dylan's son. And I know that. Anyway, hero. Thank you for pointing that, Bill Maher. You'll probably never make the heroes list again, so enjoy that shit. And speaking of heroes, this firefighter has gone viral this week to debunk some of the conspiracy theories put out by the right-wingers. They're all over the place, putting out fake bullshit about fires, and he's like not having it. So, smack her down, dude. 6.5 million views.
Now, there are a lot of fires going on right now in our country. Was it planned? Here's something so crazy that it might be true. So if you haven't been watching the news, the only thing besides Corona and the election is fires that they're talking about. But is it not weird to you guys to know that the fires know when to stop at the border?
Because it's a U.S. database map you're looking at. I'm not going to be reporting Canada fires.
Look at all the stuff we have. Not to mention,
look up Canada, though.
Zero stories about how any of these other fires started, except for this one that
campfires, lightning
just
strikes.
Like anything nowadays, this is
not very newsworthy.
Though, however, I have something to show you that hasn't been debunked or even talked
Probably
about.
is.
And the reason why is because I don't think a lot of people have this. Now, what you're looking at are all half-burned trees about 40 miles from Grand Canyon National Park. I screenshotted the video so you can see the half-burned trees. But wait, it gets weirder. But if this was just a regular fire, why were there biohazard
That's literally not
all
there.
Over the place,
I've
including on some
worked
of the
there.
logs that were
It
down.
even
And
looks
let's be real,
edited.
this will
Come on,
probably
guys.
get taken down very soon.
Yeah, lies. That's all they have. Conservatives continuously spread lies and conspiracy theory to hold on to power because it works. It works. And once again, Dave Bautista made the heroes section. Bautista bombing the fuck out of Trump and shit. And pause on the side. Gotta refresh this shit. Dave Bautista wants to know what's up with the pedo stuff. No, not the Pete Townsend kind of way. He wants to know why marks for his arch enemy, Philadelphia Hall of Fame President Donald Trump, believe anyone who doesn't support the president is a pedophile. Bautista's like, when did everyone who doesn't support real Donald Trump become a pedophile? Is that like the craziest shit ever or what? Inbred philosophy 101. Don't support fascism? Child molester. Yeah, that makes sense. So love me some Bautista. He's speaking out, using his platform in the right way. So hero to you. And last up on the hero section, god damn it, we're fucked. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. One of the best lefty Supreme Court justices we had. One of the last bastions of goodness on the Supreme Court died today. So like I said, it's scary as fuck. They're already talking about replacing her with Trump, with the Trump nominee. And then like I said, probably what's going to happen is Trump is just going to claim that there was voter fraud, even though he's the one spurring on the voter fraud by telling his cult to vote twice. So he's going to claim that the elections are null and void, or they're fraudulent, and he's going to take it to the Supreme Court. And since he stacked them with these lifetime appointees to these sycophants and yes men, they're probably going to give him the presidency again for another 4 years. Hopefully that doesn't happen, folks. I don't know. Not trying to be a doomer, but wouldn't be surprised to see that fucking happening because, you know, they cheat to win. They don't give a fuck about the rules. They don't care about democracy. All they care about is power. And I think he is so scared of being imprisoned that he will literally do anything. So, worst possible time that this could possibly fucking happen. RBD isn't a leftist. Well, she's more leftist than pretty much anybody else on there, isn't she? Left-leaning, whatever you want to call it. It's America. Left-leaning for America, okay? She's not a communist. She's not a socialist, but for America, pretty lefty. You know, there's a big difference between left in the America and left in the rest of the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? And that's all my heroes section. And I'm going to go ahead and finish it up with the what the fuck section. Going to do a couple of those real quick, and then we're going to end it. Because we already 10 minutes over. So, what the fuck? What the fuck? And first off, what the fuck? Apparently, this dentist decided to shoot some viral videos where he is on a hovercraft and he's doing oral surgery on his patients. Which, you know, bad idea. That is not well thought out. But they gave him 12 years in jail for this? What the fuck? Like, that seems excessive. Like, nobody died or was hurt. Yeah, he's a fucking moron, but 12 years in jail for that? I don't know about that one, dog. I don't know about that one. Maybe lose your license. Maybe do some, I don't know, parole or some shit. But 12 years? That's some nutty shit. But anyway, lesson learned. I guess if you're a surgeon or a dentist, don't do it on a hoverboard is the life lesson to learn from this moron. And next up. Did you guys know the guy that did the voice for AOL's You've Got Mail only made $200, even though like 10 quadrillion people listen to his voice? Fucking cats. And he's one of the most well-known people, at least his voice, in the history of the country. Elwood Edwards, and now he's driving Uber. Because this country's fucking trash, doesn't take care of anybody, continuously exploits workers all over the fucking place. Sad to see. He should have got royalties out the fucking ass, to be honest with you. And last up, according to Goldman & Sachs, even Goldman & Sachs is doing the studies now, a national mask mandate could save the U.S. economy $1 trillion. Like, I'm hoping maybe this will finally get Trump to do something, finally get Trump to behave presidential when Goldman Sachs comes out and points out that it's good for the economy. But probably still not, folks. He can't be trusted to act mature or responsible in any goddamn way because he's just a giant orange baby. Fuck our lives, right? We're all doomed. We're all doomed. And I'm going to save the religious bullshit sections till Friday. I will be back Friday. We're going to do an unboxing on Friday. I've been collecting. I haven't opened up the packages you guys sent me yet because I have to get a bunch of them together to do a decent unboxing. But we're absolutely going to do this Friday. I know a lot of you sent stuff like 2 weeks ago that I still haven't shown. And I don't want you guys to think I don't appreciate it. I know you're waiting patiently. You bought it and you're like, I want to see it already. I know, I appreciate that. We're going to do it Friday, I promise you. And I thank you guys for that. It's much appreciated. I love you guys so much. And finish it up by checking out the super chats. What you guys got to say on the super chats? Wow. No, there's only one more. Let's see if I can find it. Only one more super chat. And what is it? What is the last super chat of the night? Where is it? I don't see it. It's got to be up here. I don't see it. God damn it. Fuck my life. Is it over here somewhere? Where is the super chat? I see it down there. Their whole system's fucked up. Goddamn YouTube. Need to fix their shit. All right. Well, I don't see I can't see it. So whoever sent this, it's green. Oh, it's Christopher Javal. At least I can see your name a little bit. Christopher Javal. I can't see what you said, but I definitely appreciate that. Thank you for your super chat. Love you. And let me check the regular chat real quick before we end the show. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Depressing as always, but we got to cover this shit. Got to cover it. Vote blue, definitely. My parents used to work for AOL back in the 90s. That's how they met. That's cool. I got on AOL for the first time when I started using the internet. That's how I learned about porn through AOL. It was amazing, even though it sucked terribly. There's more to that story. He was overusing incapacitating agent. Oh, okay. Well, that's bad. That's what got him 12 years. All right. Well, thank you for... I read the article, but I guess I didn't read that part. So I guess I did a Tim Pool Sargon effort on reading the article where I didn't really absorb the correct things in the goddamn article. Do better, Dusty! I will, Dusty. I don't know what you're pointing at. Exploding trees. I know fucking exploding trees. Oh, there we go. Danny Nerdick since I see Christopher Gervais now. Maybe Americans vote. TR wants everything burned to the ground. Probably. Fucking crazy assholes. Wouldn't be surprised. Don't care if the whole world burns. And Danny Nerdick, $10. Didn't mean to come off as a violent crazy before. I'm despondent, scared, angry. Hey, I'm right there with you. I understand. Thank you for giving me some laughs tonight. You rock, brother. Keep up the good work. I will. Danny Nerdick, thank you very much for supporting the show. I very much appreciate it. And let me check the other chat real quick. An unboxing about once a month, I think. Yep, that sounds about good. It's going to be Ted Cruz. I doubt he's going to pick Ted Cruz, but if he does, god damn it, that's like the worst pick ever. Hopefully they'll filibuster and keep it from doing that, but we'll see what the fuck happens. I don't know. Are you vegan, Dusty? Vegetarian, but close. We love you, IBMs. I appreciate it. I am getting a P.O. box this week, so you guys can send me whatever you want to. I'm definitely going to do it. It's on my list to do. Gotta fucking do it. All right, folks, I will see you guys on Friday. As always, if you want to support the show, please support me on patreon.com/podcast. The numbers are dropping, so please, if you could help me pick this up, do so. I deserve more support. Of course, I'd say that. But anyway, and also there's links in the description of the video where you can send direct tips, and there's links to the Amazon wish list, and there's links to my Spotify where you can listen to the audio version of this show and audio only. And there's also on SoundCloud and iTunes. I'll be back Mondays. Do an unboxing on Monday, folks. I love you so much. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure to entertain you. Stay safe out there. Stay healthy. Don't get too depressed. We're all in this together. We'll work it out. Don't let the bastards get you down. I'll see you guys Monday. As always, till next time, logic, everybody. Love you guys. Good night. Fuck yes! Now let's play the new theme song. The new theme song from Curtis. Curtis made this for me. The Marilyn Manson version of the theme song. Good night, dudes.